Did it work? You're live. I think it worked. I wonder if the beginning bit is gonna be in, like, the YouTube upload or not. Insert ads to earn money during a live... Sorry, I'm getting, like, pop-ups you can't see. Oh, I have literally a button to insert an ad. I'm good. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Can everybody see me now? In fact, let me be on camera for this. Where's the button? There's the button. Hey, everybody. I see some people in the chat. I think you can see me now. Did I do the link properly on Twitter and everything, everybody? I don't really know. Because I haven't streamed on YouTube in such a long time now. Hey, everybody. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, people can see me now. Awesome. Just making sure, because the way you go live on YouTube is a little bit different than on Twitch, and I've mostly streamed on Twitch. Now would be a good time to insert... Okay, YouTube keeps telling me over and over to manually run an ad, like right at the start. How about no, YouTube? How about I don't do that? Hold on, I'm gonna refresh this. Oh no, never mind, it's working now. Cool. Cool. Sorry, I had like live stream analytics that are messed up. Longtime fan, are you 100% healthy? Oh, no, I don't know when I'm going to be 100%. But I'm doing better, thank you. Been working on my neck a lot. Been doing my physiotherapy a lot and everything. So, yeah. You're bald. Yeah, I shaved my head. Yo, you shaved your head? Yeah, I shaved my head. I did that, like, ages ago. I don't know, some public info. I shaved my head, and then my hair grew back, and then I shaved my head again. So I had hair a little while back, and then I didn't have hair for a little while before that, and then I had hair again before that, because that's how hair works. Is it grows, and then you shave it, and then it grows. The beard is looking good, thank you. I shaped it up like a week ago, so it's starting to get a little weird. The stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. We recommend you use 450 kilobyte per second. Oh, well... No, because OBS told me that you can handle way higher, YouTube, so I don't really feel the need to lower it. If nobody's having any issues watching, then I don't see any problems with keeping it. All right. I don't wanna like ramble forever to get to the actual like editing that I'm doing today. Mostly because I haven't eaten breakfast yet. All I have is this little dish. ASMR. This little dish of mixed nuts, which is delicious, but it's only like 330 calories in here. And it's like noon. So I should have eaten by now, but I just don't have much of an appetite at the moment. Love the music, thank you. Sorry, that might have been loud. How do you get inspired to write the start of the script? I mean, with Pokemon challenges, not really much inspiration is required. I mean, I just talk about the run I'm gonna do, you know? Spiced rum? No, water. This is water bottle. This would be the biggest jug of rum in the universe. What challenge are we editing? Okay, so I'm working on, can I beat Pokemon Platinum with only one Bidoof? I think I'm gonna put, like, Happy Canada Day at the start of the video title, because I opened the video with Happy Canada Day, and I've already made the thumbnail, and it's got a Canadian flag and stuff, because this is gonna go up on Canada Day. Canada Day is a Saturday this year. Spiced rum editing is its own challenge. Audio is out? Is audio out? Did I, Okay, no, not on my end. Okay, you can still hear me. Cool. Sorry, just making sure. Hope you're doing well. Are you watching AEW? Thank you for the super chat. And yes, I do watch AEW every week. Although I haven't seen I haven't seen last week's episode of Dynamite yet. It's been so busy, I haven't been able to catch up. But yeah. You look really different than what I thought. I hear that a lot, and it's always so weird to me considering I've been on screen in literally thousands of videos on the internet. There's so many pictures of me online. But I guess everybody always says I look different because, like, every time I'm on screen, I got, like, my hair is different length or I shaved or whatever. See, people are randomly coming in being like, you're bald or where's hair? It's so funny to me because, like, I don't know, I shaved my head like a year ago and I was bald in like tons of videos and stuff online and my Instagram. And then my hair grew back a little bit while I was having my health stuff because there was a little while where I wasn't healthy enough to like stand long enough to actually keep shaving my head. And so my hair ended up growing back out. And so then there was another wave of people seeing me with my hair back and they never realized I had shaved it before that. So now it's like I just shave my head in the summer when it's hot, because it's summer and it's hot. And I let my hair grow back out for the winter so that it's warm. Because whatever. All right. Okay, I don't want to wait forever before playing the game. Before editing. Thanks for getting me hooked on Mountain Blade. You're welcome. I want to get editing. If you are just here because you want to learn how I edit Pokemon challenges, then I'll give you a little bit of a primer here, okay? Actually, you know what? Let me, there. I hit a local record button. I don't know if I'm going to use any of that local recording, but just in case. Hey bro, how's Ontario going? Moved out last August and haven't looked back. You're not the only one. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. Did you know, I'm sure this won't surprise you if you came from Ontario. Did you know that apparently last year, the most people left Ontario since like 1960? The exodus from Ontario is unreal. I've been trying to get out of here for like 3 years. Anyway. Your subscriber count is showing 420k, specifically amazing. Yeah, it's been like that for a little while. I don't get many subscribers anymore. It's fine. It's funny. I've gotten to stay at 420 for like a month now. So every once in a while I get people screenshotting it and sending it to me and they're like, oh, did you notice? And it's like, yeah, it's been like that for a while. Will this VOD be available later? I want to learn, but I don't have time to watch the whole thing while working. It will be available later. Also, I was just about to say a thing that's going to be useful for you, so stay tuned for a second. So before we get into it, maybe I'll make little markers on the thing. Can I do that on a live stream? Probably through time codes. Anyway. If you're watching this because you want to learn how I edit these Pokemon challenges, like 2.5 years ago, I did a whole tutorial series where I show you every single step of what I do in detail to edit a Pokemon challenge for the explicit reason of you being able to do it. That's what I said in the video years ago. That's what I'm saying now. It's there so that you can learn how to do this stuff so that you can copy me if you want to, and you can go make your own living and make your own channel. And if that siphons through views for me, then I don't care. Whatever. I have friends who have told me that they've learned to edit from that tutorial series, and one of them has a much larger channel than me now. Super proud of him. But anyway, I wanted to stream this. I've gotten better at editing my Pokemon challenges since then, since I've done like 100 since then. I mean, I've done over 100 total, but about 100 since that tutorial series. So I've gotten faster at it. This is less of me teaching you exactly how to edit, and this is more, ooh, I don't want to miss that message. Sorry, let me scroll up a little. Yeah, this is less me teaching you how to do it, although you will learn. This is more of ask me questions, talk to me, see how it goes. In case you're interested, this is what the editing looks like. Thank you, Andrew Davis, for the super chat there. I didn't want to miss that. I want to do a challenge where I beat Pokemon Platinum using only Cricketune. The catch is the whole script is just whoop. I remember that noise. I like that one. Okay, let me scroll back down. There we go. What software are you using to edit? This is Adobe Premiere Pro 2023. I have it on the newest version right now. It's caused some problems, but like overall, I guess it runs kind of better than my old like 3 years out of date version. Look, I've had Premiere update and break my projects so many times in the past that I just stopped updating for years. But I finally updated again, and I'm going through the horrible pain of learning the new updates. Favorite shiny Pokemon? Don't have one, but thank you, Sam, for the super chat. Still amazed about that Meowth from the last video. What I'm amazed about is that many people read that bit and commented about the Meowth thing. Man, that's not gonna make any sense to anyone watching this in the future. Favorite wrestler at the moment? Favorite wrestler of all time is Stevie Richards. Favorite wrestler at the moment? I'm not entirely sure. I'm too indecisive. I'm not good at picking favorites. I have a load of people that I like for many reasons. Okay, I think we're ready for this. So what I used to do many years ago when I would edit these is day one would be going through this whole timeline. Let me make this bigger. There we go. This video is 32, almost 33 minutes, just in runtime of this green clip here that I've highlighted. Down here, that's my audio track. Up here is just my striped gold background. You'll see why I have that in a minute if you don't already know how I edit. Where did you learn to edit? I was formally taught Premiere in high school when I was like 14. I took it my whole time through high school till I graduated, and then everything else is self-taught. So I'm efficient, and I'm competent enough that I can learn how to edit things, but I don't have enough formal training to like automatically know a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm very efficient at what I specifically do. Okay. So what I used to do is I would listen through this whole thing and I would cut out all the flubs. And then after I would listen through it again, and that one I would be using this cutter tool here to make little slices in the image up there, and that will go along with where I'm going to be inserting different footage. So like one chunk of this gold striped background darker .png is gonna be for, I don't know, fighting Brock's Geodude, and then the next chunk is gonna be for fighting Brock's Onix, and then the next chunk is gonna be for the travel in between routes, and the next one will be the fossil gag. Like that. And that worked for a long time, and it's still a perfectly fine method. I still do it sometimes, but I've gotten efficient enough at it that I can pretty reliably do both steps at the same time now. If I open my art assets, we can see Gen 4 Bidoof is what we're doing today. Footage, I've already got Gen 4 Bidoof open there. And this is what we're working with today. So if I double click that, you can see on the left here, we have our footage of like any footage in here that I double click on. And on the right, we have our project footage. This is wherever we are in the timeline, which right now is just a static image of my striped background. If I blind that, you can see it just turns black. Keep talking and taking my money. Your videos got me through a chemistry degree. Congratulations on your chemistry degree, Ethan. That's awesome. I do hear that a lot. So this is only the script read out yet. Yeah, so all I've done is I've done the voiceover of the whole script with flubs and everything. I did that in Adobe Audition, which is my audio software of choice, and I did my processing and stuff on it to get it to the volume that I like and to make sure that any small white noise is removed and stuff like that. Oh, Pokemon Dragon, please do Pokemon Black with only one Trubbish. I can look into it. I like poison types. Might be possible. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Let me just... Do I have Brave open right now? I don't. Okay, I'll write that down later. Don't let me forget. Somebody tweet that at me or something. Okay. Watching MTV editing while I'm editing. Nothing is gonna go wrong. Yeah, it's like if you're playing like a strategy game and you're watching someone play the same strategy game and you don't know who the sound effects are for. Okay. Got the studio headphones on. If you ever stop being able to hear any music at all, by the way, and any volume of like this, it's a weird noise, right? That's me skimming on the timeline. If you stop being able to hear anything from like the editing software and the music, but you can still hear my voice, please tell me in the chat. Because I have a bit of a dodgy DAC over there that my headset is plugged into, and sometimes when it gets nudged a little, it loses its connection to the computer, and I gotta unplug it and plug it back in, and when that happens, it'll deafen things, and you probably won't hear it either. So just let me know if that happens, okay? Okay. I don't normally listen to music while I edit, but might help keep you guys sane. Okay. You're going to be hearing a lot of my voice here, which is why I'm on screen. The whole reason I decided to be on screen for this is because you'll be hearing a lot of me in the editing software. it'll sound almost the same as me talking into the live mic right now, just probably louder. So, we'll see how it is. Sorry if, like, the editing volume is way louder than my actual voice. It's because the voiceover you're hearing in that is processed, and the voiceover you're hearing in real life is not processed. Or very, very little processing. You're playing music and it's not the Deadly Premonition soundtrack. I do own the Deadly Premonition soundtrack. I believe it's for sale on Steam. So I do have it. In fact, hold on. Let me just new update for Winamp available. That's good for you. I'm never going to update. Okay, check this out. If we go into music and then other, I got a few good ones here. Okay, yeah, I can't just get every song stuck in your head. I got the Blood Debts credit music. I had to, because of that one gag I did once in that Fallout challenge, you remember? Oh, Smash Bros. Dual Zone? I don't think I've gotten to use this one yet. Oh, I must have already lowered the volume on that one. Oh, Attack Challenge! I love this song. Oh, hey, Lynn Sneakers. All right, I'm having fun. Oh, that music is so good. I don't even want to edit. I just want to listen to this. No Lavender Town, I want to be demonetized music? What? Why would you get demonetized for Lavender Town music? I got Lavender Town, right? Gen 1, Town, Lavender. I'm not gonna get ID claim for Lavender Town, right? I use this music all the time. Hold on, Fire Red Lavender Town. Do you see how meticulously I organize this stuff, by the way? I color code the files and everything. This is how I get this stuff edited so fast. Because Spree says that it gets claimed. I don't think I've ever gotten claimed from that before. I've never gotten claimed from a Pokemon song in my life. When did he say that? That's crazy. All right. Let's edit. Okay. You're going to be hearing a lot of my voice in the editing software. It might feel weird at first. You're going to be hearing it at different speeds and everything. This is normal. This is just how it works. You get really used to it. You'll be hearing my voice sped up quite a bit. So, yeah. This whole section, the next like half an hour of this edit, I'm probably not going to be talking a whole lot. You're going to be hearing a lot of this challenge. You're going to be spoiled on this whole challenge, by the way, but you know. Okay. Okay, let's give this a try. Happy Canada Day, everyone. Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Fire... Oh, hold on. Happy Canada... I could hear a little bit of like a background fans or something in there. Maybe I recorded this when the window was open. There's a little bit of a truck. It's fine. You won't hear that at all once I put the music in. Today, everyone. Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon... Oh, should I put the music back on here? Let's just see if this feels weird. Let me, Okay. And bring the chat back up. There we go. All right. Let's see how it goes. Fire Red with only one Meditite was all right for a glass cannon. Let's use something worse. The most Canadian Pokemon I can think of. Today's the day that Watch that. Canadian Pokemon I can think of. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Platinum with a team of only one Bidoof? So you can see there, nope, didn't mean to grab that. There we go. You can see there, I dropped a little marker with the M button right there. That's because we figure out, would I be... That's when the W starts for would I be able to. That's when I like to, like, bring up the text thing. So I'm putting a marker there for later. Is Canada Day your national day? Yeah. Yeah. It was... Oof. It's not like Independence Day or anything, but it's a similar thing. I believe it's when we were recognized as the Dominion of Canada, which we were still essentially a colony at the time, but it's when we became more self-governing. Technically, we didn't formally break ties with the Crown until like 1985. How do you speed up the playback without changing the clip speed? Oh, well, it's playing, you hit L. You can also hit L twice to speed up more, or 3 times to speed up more than that. You can also use J to go backwards. Really useful stuff. Did you see the Nintendo Direct? No. Where in Canada are you? Ontario. I'd be able to beat Pokemon Platinum with a team of only one Bidoof. So Bidoof is a really... Okay, so that's where I start talking about stats. So Bidoof is a really weak one. Basically the Rough Platinum. I used this guy back on my first ever Pokemon Black run, what, 3 years ago? And I remember it being awful. He's got decent health for a first form Pokemon, but overall terrible stats, with especially low speed. 250 total stats is on par with Rattata and Pidgey, so I'm not going to assume that this run is winnable. This Pokemon is really weak. By level up, we learn some cool moves like the defense. By level up, we learn... I could tell as soon as that was coming up from the big gap, I messed something up. Really weak. By level up... Level up. By level up, we learn some really cool moves like the defense curl and rollout combo, yawn, and hyperfang. Nothing absolutely amazing, but I bet that the defense curl and rollout combo can get us some early wins. TMs change the game. TMs change the game, though. Since this is one of those normal type Pokemon who happen to be able to learn a massive list of moves, the type coverage is pretty wide too. I see electric, ice, ghost, ground, and steel. Plus we can get grass knot for a grass move. Just one, but it's something. Weirdly enough, no attacking water moves, even though... Weirdly enough... Yeah, big gap there. Something. Weirdly enough, no attacking water moves, even though this evolves into a water type. I'm thinking that by the end of the run, we'll need Return and Ice Beam. I doubt that I'll keep... You're finally gonna hear just how much I stumble over my words. Beam. I doubt that I'll keep Defense Curl and Rollout the whole run, so maybe I'll swap those for something like Thunderbolt and Rest. Like always, I'm reading the script as I go through the script. Hand to be, is there any Pokemon you'd like, that you used to like before doing a challenge, then hated afterwards? Nah, I mostly like Pokemon based on design. Whoa, where'd your hair go? Oh, it was horrible. I was in a forest fire, and all my hair burned off, but only on the top of my head, and it stayed burned off, but only at 1 day's growth via magic. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I really don't think I really don't know about this one. I guess... There we go. That's the noise it makes when you cut it. And guess if I can win or not. I really don't know about this one. I guess our health is okay, but we're slow and don't hit very hard. Maybe we can win at level 100, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Gap. Was it weird at first listening back to your own voice and editing? I think it was a little bit, but I was like 14 and I'm 30 now, so that was so long ago. I'm used to it. Let's explain the rules. Oh, rules. I always take this spot a little bit, slower. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Bidoof. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle. Glitches or exploits, no items in battle. Only Pokeballs, hell items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. Okay. So, I like to put a nice, what is that, a mauve? I like to put a good mauve marker right there. Because that marks what I would say is the end of the intro. Which is where most of the assets editing is, where I'm actually, like, putting in moving pictures and stuff that I would have screenshot. Pro tip, by the way, if you're ever trying to get a screenshot on your computer, and it's kind of annoying and you gotta, like, crop it and everything, and you're on Windows, just type in your search bar snip. You get snipping tool, it does a pretty good job. Also, anytime you grab something with your snipping tool, it automatically goes to your clipboard, so your paste button. So you don't even need to save the picture if you're just gonna, like, tweet it out or something. You can just paste it into the tweet, and that works too. So that's what I use all the time when I'm sending you guys, like, little updates on my Victoria 3 games I play in my spare time. So, right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Turtwig with Bidoof so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Turtwig so that our rival would have Infernape, probably the hardest for us to fight. It's Canada Day, so I thought I'd name him after the Canadian Prime Minister, Bret Hart. I'm happy I amused myself with this. I hope it amuses you too. So you'll see there, I dropped a cut there. It's because I know that right here is, actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna drop the cut. The cut would be funnier. No, I gotta redo that. Hold on, redo that cut. It would be funnier if it was right here. There we go. So that you don't see the name on screen until I say Bret Hart. It's Canada Day, so I thought I'd name him after the Canadian Prime Minister. Bret Hart. Look. Did I? Okay, yeah, I did remember to get my stats. Yeah, getting Bidoof, stats, travel. Gotcha, okay. You'll notice here, by the way, on the left, I'm very careful and meticulous about what I do and do not record. These clips are mostly very short. I do not record like 95% of the run. This is something I always have to tell people, because I learned it the hard way, because the first few runs I did, I recorded everything. And I realized there's no reason to do that with a Pokemon run. If it's like a Bethesda game, you always got to be recording because you never know when something crazy is going to happen. But if it's a Pokemon game, record travel where you know you need to talk, record fights that you know you need to show. That's it. That's all you need to have the recording on for. Looks like our nature is quiet, so more special attack and less speed. The speed drop is probably going to cause some problems. The speed drop is probably... Probably going to cause... The speed drop... Yeah, right here, right here. Gotta find where I started that line that I messed up. Speed. The speed drop is probably gonna cause problems early on, but I'm hoping that the extra special attack pays off. Our ability is unaware, so we ignore enemy stat changes. That's pretty cool, since it means that anytime our opponent is boosting their attack or defense, they're basically wasting times. Not that I remember that being a really big thing that they do in Gen 4, to be honest. I remember them buffing their stats a lot more in Gen... Sorry, did I say they're wasting times? Defense, they're basically wasting times. I meant turns. They're basically wasting... Okay. Don't know how I messed that up, but I put a marker in there so I can put an on-screen text thing fixing it later. Times. Not that I remember that being a really big thing that they do in Gen 4, to be honest. I remember them buffing their stats a lot more in Gen 3. Big gap. So it's time for early game travel. We're using a Pokemon from around... Nope. We're using a... Nope, weird gap. Get rid of that. That sounded weird. Don't like it. We're using a Pokemon from around the start of the game against other Pokemon from around the start of the game, so things go how you'd expect. For the first couple levels, you have to take it real careful to heal often, since we can't really afford to take much damage yet. But as usual, it only takes a few levels before you're significantly stronger than wild Pokemon in early game. We don't learn any awesome moves quite yet by level up, but implied enough the professor gives you the TM for return right at the start. That's literally going to be your strongest move the whole run, although it builds power with friendship, so still in early game, it's probably going to be real weak right now. Tackle's only 35 power in this game though, so return will get better than that pretty quickly. Now let's go squash our rival. I'm actually kind of liking listening to this music while I edit. I've never done this before. What's one food you could eat every day if you had to? I mean, there's... Okay, so I'm weird. I'll find, like, a nutrient, stable meal routine for, like, a few days with stuff I have, and then I'll literally just eat that for a few days. So I'll pick, like, 3 foods or something that I can make a bunch of days in a row and I have the ingredients for, and I'll just do that over and over, and I never get sick of it. There's a lot of food I could eat every day and never get sick of. I'm gonna say my homemade egg fried rice. Or my homemade hash browns. Both are great. So the first rival fight was a weird one. It was a fight that wasn't hard, but we easily could have lost, if that makes any sense. They just spammed Growl and Leer on me a ton, so our stats are just horrible. Yeah, that fight was weird. Like, I shouldn't have won it. Our ability may make it... Our ability may make it so that they're non-stat... I'm sorry, what may our ability make? So our stats are just horrible. Our ability may make it so that their non-speed stat changes don't matter, but we'll still get affected by our own stat changes, so our damage fell off a cliff. We ended up winning just because we crit, bypassing our attack loss and taking them out. I like my delivery on that. That was good. On the second try, obviously. There we go. And taking them out. So that's the end of the rival, right? Next up after this is the Rock Gym. Yeah. Now I don't actually know. Now you'll notice I don't enunciate very well in this voiceover. I hadn't realized until I was mostly done the voiceover that I forgot to do my jaw stretching routine, which I also haven't done this morning, so that's not doing me any favors. Now, I don't actually know how I want to handle this. I'm sure with some levels, Return might do a few points of damage, but at the same time, Defense Curl and Rollout might end up being a lot stronger, although there's more luck involved with that. I'm not totally sure how I want to handle this right now. I think that I'll try Return first, and if that does badly, then I'll try Rollout. Yeah, Return did just spend nothing, but Rollout did pretty... Rollout. Try Rollout. Yeah, that's a different version of the fight there. So hold on, let me go and listen to this back real quick to make sure I've set these cuts up right. Now, I don't...
Next up after this is the Rock Gym. Now I don't actually know how I want to handle this.
Okay, yep. Sorry, that was probably way too fast for you guys to, like, I don't know, process. I'm just used to it, so I was just listening through that to make sure that, like, I didn't miss a gym attempt or something. If you want a faster snipping tool, use the shortcut Windows Shift S. I usually disable my Windows key because it's an albatross, but I'll try it. Oh, draw shape to create a snip. That's kind of cool. Save to clipboard. Huh. Pretty cool. I like that. Thanks for the pro tip. Will I remember that? Windows Shift S? That's not that bad, actually. That's really similar to my hotkey for, I do Control Alt S, and that opens up Winamp, which is what I use to play music. In fact, let's switch song. Someone will realize the theme of the music eventually. If someone does, they get bonus points with me. It's not worth anything, but I'll think you're cool.
Nothing, but Rollout did pretty well. The problem is, we're still not hitting hard enough. Geodude always takes us down, usually with a sliver of health left. Considering he has 3 Pokemon and I'm failing to take out the first one, I'll need to get stronger. It's okay, early game, we don't need many levels to get the advantage.
I got this song is way better than anything I've ever used in Pokemon. What's going on? Now I just want to put this music in the actual video.
Levels to get the advantage. Let's just come back a few levels higher.
Winamp, how retro? Yeah, it's what I used since high school. Alt F4 is best for cutting shortcut cuts to black.
4 levels later. So the start of the fight goes pretty...
Okay, so sorry, this was 4 levels later. So if I check this, 14, 18. So, okay, so we are on file 7.
4 levels later. So the start of the fight goes pretty well with us building up our rollout against Geodude. We lost about half of our health, but by the time we took him out, we had so much power built up that we one-shot the Onix right after. Problem is, that was at the end of a rollout, and Craniados was next. Knowing I didn't have time to build up another rollout, I went for Headbutt, knowing that our friendship likely wasn't high enough for Return to be stronger. Unfortunately, we're slower and got taken out. Okay, 2 or 3 more levels, and I think that I'd be able to beat Geodude in 1 less hit. That would let me continue a rollout into the Craniados fight.
There we go. See... This is one of those ones where I talked about the Onix for such a short amount of time that do I cut it into Geodude, Onix, Craniados, or do I leave it as one clip? It might feel more natural that way. You know? You see? I already see 2 big-brained individuals here. Silverblade, I think I've heard this theme in an RLM video. Sunnyside Spud, my wife is guessing RLM. Your wife is a genius. Check it out. You gotta understand, I've been doing this longer than most people. I'm only 30. But YouTube's not that old a platform. I'm one of the OGs. I know how to hunt down an unbelievable amount of royalty-free music and licensed music. You have no idea. This playlist is literally called RLM. That's what I named it, because it's a bunch of songs that I have heard and recognized from RLM that I found in a public music bank. You want me to blow some more minds? Hold on, let me go to another playlist. I'm gonna start playing this, and at least one person is gonna have a conniption immediately recognizing. There we go. I'll give it a minute.
Level 21. Okay, so our rollout...
Sorry, was 21 this clip? Yeah.
Level 21. Okay, so our rollout doesn't quite work out. Turns out Onix only gets 1 shot if it's the final rollout in the sequence, so that didn't work out. I did get him to waste his potion though, so...
Yeah, I see that. Wait, in the chat? Yeah. You're probably thinking of like 3 YouTubers, but... Sounds like an elevator music? Yeah, you're damn right you know this, and you're trying to place it right now. Hold on, let me play another one from the same playlist. Not that one. I need one that's obvious. Oh, this one's gotta give it away. Come on.
Workout. I did get him to waste his potion though, so against Craniados, we were obviously gonna win. I mean, until we flinched twice in a row to lose.
You're not ready for this fight, by the way, guys.
So I did the whole fight again.
leave that little gap there. I like it.
We were obviously gonna win. I mean, until we flinched twice in a row to lose. So I did the whole fight over again, and obviously that time we won after getting a crit. Nope, just kidding. We flinched some more and lost again.
Dude, you have no idea how unlucky I get. The Sims? No, hold on. I'll play more. Come on. Some of you guys are gonna go. Some people are gonna be watching this back in the future going crazy. Na, 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 na.
Okay, the
Try after that, we had a bit more health going into the fight, and we didn't flinch, so we won. And being slower than your opponent is brutal, and it's probably gonna happen this whole run.
I'm gonna scream, don't do this to me. I'm going crazy now. Yeah, okay, so Regional Ronin. I've played enough from the same playlist that you probably don't just recognize one song, because like random YouTubers use all this music, but all these songs I'm playing are from one channel, uses all of these specific songs, and I stumbled across all of them in the same playlist once, and so I started downloading them. Can you share all the royalty-free? No, this stuff I'm playing right now you actually have to pay a license for, but my MCN does it for me. This is all from Epidemic Sound. Okay, now some of you might know these songs from multiple channels because these songs are public use, if you have access to Epidemic Sound at least. But, would it make it any easier for any of you if I called you my gravy babies? Oh, thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that. Gotta go, but I'd like to say I love binge watching your vids when I'm depressed. Thank you. I hope you don't feel depressed anytime soon, but I'm happy you binged the channel.
Okay, with the rock gym done, we get
travel again. We've got Commander Mars, the grass gym, and Commander Jupiter. Now, I'm not actually too worried about Mars and Jupiter, since I think Bidoof will be okay in those fights, but I am worried about the grass gym. I'm pretty sure that they have Leech Seed, and that would be a massive issue for us, so I've either got to be lucky enough or strong enough that we never give them
a chance to use it.
Finally out of prison. Nice to see you're still at it. Sorry to hear you were in prison, dude. I'm happy you're out. I knew it was a Yogscast member. Couldn't place it. Is he in Yogscast? I don't know anything about Yogscast, man, other than, like, it used to be a group. I don't know if it still is. I think someone in it has a red beard. Is Jesse from the Co-optional podcast in Yogscast? I feel like I should know this. Ever played RuneScape? Yeah. RuneScape's awesome.
Let's just fight our way there
and see what level we end up at. Oh, and because Bidoof is usually what I use to slap H on. Oh, and because Bidoof is usually...
Up at.
Oh, and because Bidoof is usually what I use to slap HMs on in this run, I actually have multiple Bidoof. What's kind of funny on the book?
Heck.
And yeah, multiple people in the chat did get it when they said Isaro Productions, yeah. I was listening to music. Oh, let me pause it. I was listening to royalty-free music on Epidemic Sound, and I stumbled across literally the song you were just hearing, and I'm like, oh my god, I know that one. I've heard that in a few videos, but I've heard that in his. And then I clicked on, I think it was called like Laid Back's Salsa or something. I click on it, and I realized as I went down the list and listened to the songs under that tag, I was finding like every song that dude uses. Hold on, what? Which one? Which one? This one! I'm hearing little noises, like I'm getting notifications of, like, subs or something, but I don't think I even had that set up for YouTube, so I don't know what's happening. Oh, thank you! Thoughts on trying out Pokemon Radical Red or Emerald Kaizo? Almost definitely no. I'm not that into Kaizo games, and Radical Red, from what people have told me, is like a Kaizo-like thing.
Okay, Commander Mars was pretty interesting this time. I used Curl
and rollout against Zubat, but as soon as I got to Perugly, she used Fake Out to halt the rollout. Smart move. I tried to...
Sorry, I missed the,
Okay!
The try after that, and we had a bit more health.
Okay, with the rock gym done,
we get to try again. We got Mars, Grass Gym, and Jupiter. Now, I'm not actually worried about Mars and Jupiter, so I think we get sites, but I am worried about Grass Gym. I'm pretty sure they have Leech Seed, and that would be a massive issue for us, so I'm going to be lucky enough or strong enough that we never get a chance to use it. Let's just fly over there and see what we end up at. Oh,
Bidoof is
usually slap HMs on in this run. I actually have multiple Bidoof. Let's have fun in the book deck.
Okay, Commander Mars
There
This
it
is
is.
pretty interesting.
This time, I used to curl and roll out against Zubat, but as soon as I got to Perugly, she used Fake Out to halt the rollout. I tried to just spam return, but it actually did less damage than I expected. It probably would have been better if I just used rollout again instead, but we still just hardly won. Next up is this forest where everything is a double battle. This place is awesome since you get fully healed after every fight by your partner. Her Chansey isn't very useful in combat, but the free heals after make it all worth it. This is where I'm going to get my last few levels before the Ghost Gym.
Wish me luck.
There we go. Last few levels before Ghost Gyms. That's... Sorry, Grass Gym? Ghost Gym?
But the free heals after make it all worth it. This is
where I'm going to get my last few levels
before the Ghost Gym.
Dude, I can't say anything ever, apparently. Ghost? I meant Grass Gym. How did I get that wrong? Did my script have that wrong? Hold on, I'm checking. I gotta check. I gotta know. Did I write it wrong or did I just say it wrong? Where am I? Oh, no, that's Rock Gym, and then... I did write Ghost Gym. Why did I write Ghost Gym? Thoughts on Kaizo Ironmon? Is that what that's called? I didn't even know. Oh, hey, Chill and Play. How's it going? Your channel's fun. Everybody should go sub to him. Do you write the script along with a playthrough or write the script afterwards? Come on, man. I feel like you should know the answer to that. You remember the part of the video at the beginning of every challenge I do where I say, like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. Every video? Every video, man.
Wish me luck. Okay, so
So I gave this fight a few tries before figuring out a good strategy. Turtwig always seems to use Reflect right away, so I curl, hit Headbutt, then use Rollout. On this try, we lucked out and took it out right before it could crit us with... On this try,
We'll never know what they crit us with until I play the video.
headbutt, then use rollout. On this try, we
There we go.
use rollout. On this
try, we lucked out and took it out before it could crit us with Razor Leaf. And because of building up the power of Rollout, we one-shot the chair right after. Problem is, last is Rose Raid, and we got outsped and taken out right away. That means...
Okay. Sorry, I'm so distracted by reading chat all the time, and I'm having fun with it, but I do need to shut up and get my editing done.
Okay, so I gave this fight a few tries before
figuring out a good strategy. Turtwig always seems to use Reflect right away, so I curl, hit Headbutt, then use Rollout. On this try, we lucked out and took it out before it could crit us with Razor Leaf. And because of building up the power of Rollout, we one-shot the chair right after. Problem is, last is Rose Raid, and we got outsped and taken out right away. That means I'm grinding. I pretty much always...
Okay. Okay, I'm happy with leaving that as one visual chunk then, since it sounded more like a recap rather than an in-depth battle anyway. I break battles into in-depth ones and then ones where I can just kind of quickly overview it, depending on how complicated the battle was. Would you ever do a slacking only run? Yeah, probably.
have to grind
Here, though, the Grass Gym is honestly one of the harder early game gyms in the game. I pretty much always have...
Hold on, what did I say there?
one of the harder early game gyms in the game.
No, hold on, what was that?
I pretty much always have to grind here, though. The Grass Gym is honestly one of the harder early game gyms in the game.
I think I had written... I wrote that in the clunkiest way possible. Right, I think this was me realizing it sounded really stupid when I said it out loud, and then on the fly redoing it.
Pretty much always have to grind here, though. The Grass Gym is honestly
one of the harder early game gyms in the game. I pretty much always have to...
Yeah.
I pretty much...
Early game gyms in the game is the worst line ever.
always have to grind here, though.
This Grass Gym is honestly one of the harder early gyms in these games. It can be really brutal if you don't have anything that can handle the Rose Raid at the end. We can't get our ice beams until after... We can't get our ice beams...
Nope. Right there.
We can't get our ice
beam until after the third gym, though, so we just have to get stronger and overpower her Pokemon. Man, this is brutal. 5 levels later, and I get this perfect run where I get to Rose Raid on our last rollout, so I figured we'd get a...
Man, this is brutal. 5 levels later, and I get this perfect run where I get to Rose Raid on our last rollout, so I figured we'd get a one-shot, but we're too slow and just get taken out. I'm gonna have to end up grinding for more speed.
Nope. Retook that line.
But we're too slow and just get taken out. I'm gonna have to end up grinding for speed more than anything else, aren't I?
Spoiler alert, I was right. Oh, thank you for the 20 bucks. Wanted to watch the stream but got pulled into work. That sucks. Watch your stuff for years. Love your work and you. Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thoughts on CM Punk's return? I don't know. Happy's healed. Hope doesn't fist fight anyone backstage again.
Man, this is brutal. Okay, finally.
Okay.
Okay, finally.
3 levels later, and Rollout is able to take out Turtwig early, causing it to hit the apex of its rollout against Roserade for a one-shot. We have way more health thanks to the move choice too, so we didn't have to worry about getting taken out by Magical Leaf. With that later, we're back to travel. We've got this galactic hideout base to clear.
Bad cut. There we go.
Not so much
Because I'm worried about the Jupiter at the end of this place, but mostly because after that is the Ghost Gym, and the more I think about it, the more I realize I have no
idea if I'm...
Let me turn that down a little. There we go. Ooh, stomach's growling. Time to start eating some of these mixed nuts. Sorry if it's a little loud on the mic. I don't normally eat on mic, but I don't normally stream the editing.
After that is the Ghost
Gym, and the more I think about it, the more I realize I have no idea if I have no idea what I'm...
Think about it, the more I realize I have no...
Fix that.
I realize I have no idea what I'm gonna do in that fight.
That sounds clean.
Yeah, I could use Defense Curl and Rollout, but her first Pokemon uses Will-O-Wisp to burn us.
That cuts our attack in half. It damages us the whole fight. I don't think I'd win if I don't think I'd win if that happens, but it's not like I could just hit with Return instead. I'm not seeing any obvious TMs on my list that are good to use before the... I'm not seeing any obvious good TMs
on my list that we can... I'm not seeing
anything, apparently.
Dad. I'm not seeing...
Right there.
I'm not seeing any obvious
good TMs on my list that we can get before the Ghost Gym, though, so that really might be what we have
to do.
Monstrous beard. I actually just shortened it, like, a lot. My beard growing genetics are just crazy.
Looks like Commander
Jupiter was easy. That's good, because if we couldn't handle
Earth, then we'd be
doomed to the Ghost Gym. Alright, we're traveling to the Ghost Gym now. I'm really not feeling great about this fight. I can grab a Shell Bell in town before I fight the gym leader, so at least I can heal a little bit while fighting, but I don't think that is going to offset the burn. Honestly, I think that if I get burned, I just lose. Maybe I can find some kind of move that can one-shot
Skull.
I didn't.
Maybe I could...
Okay, hold on, what is this?
Maybe I can find some kind of move that I could...
Okay.
Maybe I...
It's a retake of that line.
Maybe I could
find some kind of move that I can one-shot Duskull with so that it won't burn me, but that's a long shot considering we can't get Shadow Ball yet. I think I might just end up having to grind
after this.
Esther channel came up from nothing and is still up. I don't know, but still up. I think I got like, I don't know, a fifth of the views I used to get. I don't care though. At the end of the day, I could upload a video on the most random video game Let's Play I want in the world, and I know that enough people are gonna watch it that'll get a bunch of comments about how much fun they had with it. And that's all I've ever wanted. After years and years and years and years and years of thousands of Let's Play videos, in which maybe I'll get a comment on one or two of them unless it was one of the bigger series, which might have a bunch of comments. It's nice having the satisfaction of knowing I could upload anything that I'm proud of, no matter how random, and enough people will watch it that they'll be like, that was pretty good. That's all I care about. Oh, thank you, Jake, for the 10 bucks. Fan since early 2019, keep up the great work. Can do.
But while we're traveling,
this is a great time to tell you about...
Sponsor? Oh, let me, where is that? Right here?
I might just end up having to grind after this. But while
we gotta start the sponsor thing here. I like putting a white marker for that, so I know where the music starts.
But while we're traveling, this is a great time to tell you about this week's sponsor, Chimera. Yeah, they're back. I told you it was temporary. You guys worry too much.
You do worry too much. I had a dude literally this morning, he's like, he's like, I haven't heard you talk about Chimera in a few weeks. I was like, yeah, just taking a break for a little while. You know, they got business stuff to do. He's like, it's so weird. Are you not even allowed to mention them? What? Where do you get these ideas from, people? Not allowed to mention them. What are you talking about? I work with them all the time. Hi, Wasatch Gaming. Just admiring the glorious beard. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everyone should go check out his channel too, because it's fun. I guessed it on a video once, forever ago. I don't remember when it came out now that I think about it, because I know that, like, we recorded it way before it actually came out. Because just YouTube things. Dude, that's the most YouTube thing ever. I love it. It's been 2 years now? Wow. Right, yeah. Chimera ad.
Hey, would you look at that? Summer has finally come to my part of Canada.
It has.
In fact, I'm doing this voiceover after coming in from doing the lawn.
It sucks.
I hear lawnmowers all day, every day, including while I'm doing this voiceover right now. I guess it was better than just lawn mowing weather for me. I mean, it was...
That's what I get for ad-libbing.
I mean, it was lawnmower weather for me, so I guess it's lawnmower weather for them, too.
Fair.
It's good outdoor weather, and that's why you need to get some good outdoor clothes.
Ah.
Personally, you know I'm a big fan of the Chimera plain t-shirt, since I'm a plain t-shirt kind of guy. In fact, I'm live streaming the editing of this video right now on YouTube, and I bet there's a good chance that I'm wearing a Chimera shirt in that stream, too, so future me can attest.
All right, okay, for future me did correctly anticipate that I am indeed wearing a Chimera shirt right now. Chimera logo right there. What future me, or past me, didn't properly predict is that I am also wearing Chimera sweatpants. Playing Kenshi, wanted to pop in and say hi, glad to be part of the stream. I hope you're having fun with Kenshi. Awesome video game. I've been working on a video in Kenshi for like 3 years, and I have no idea if it will ever finish in the history of ever.
So if you...
There we go.
He can attest. So if you want to support the channel and look...
Hold on, let's get that music going again. There we go. Is there Chimera underwear? I haven't checked, but I don't think there is.
Attest. So if you want to support the channel...
And look good while doing it, hit up the link in the description to go to Chimera and pick up something comfortable and breezy to wear this summer. If you're going to go pick something up, then make sure to use the promo code Mah-Dry-Bread at checkout to get 10% off your order, and to let them know that I sent you.
Thanks.
There we go. In the pocket, out of sight. That is a Chimera ad marked. We will do the assets for that later.
Yeah, this didn't
Go well for exactly the same reason we thought. Burn destroys our attack and hurts us the whole fight. Even with defense curl buffing out rollout, we do so little.
Big gap as I probably lost my spot on the page.
buffing out rollout. We do
So little damage that we couldn't beat Disco on the entire first rollout. Once we got to his Magius, we easily went down. They couldn't use Ghost Attack. They can't use Ghost Attack.
They can't
Use Ghost Attacks on us since we're normal type, but Will-O-Wisp still works. I mean, I guess I could try this until Will-O-Wisp misses, but man, it would have to miss a good 3 or 4 times for us to actually take it down without fainting, and I don't think that's happening. Okay, after grinding up to level 45...
Here we go. Do you have any merch with Chimera? No. Looking forward to the next WWE pay-per-view. I don't even know what the next one is. I haven't been keeping up on their papes. Can't thank you enough for the content. Live alone in another in Korea, and it gets pretty lonely sometimes, but I have your videos to keep me company as I'm having lunch. That's awesome. Sorry that you live alone. I know that can get lonely sometimes. Will there be more episodes of Hellion, Kate, Lord of the Rings, or Police Simulator? Yes, both, yes. I was actually going to record more with Kate, but she took forever getting back to her DMs. She missed her Twitter DMs, and then she was in Italy, so she was too busy to record this week.
Okay, after grind...
Sorry, where was I on the last video clip?
Yeah, this didn't go well for exactly the same reason we thought.
Sorry, which travel was this? This travel and then Ghost Gym. So this is Ghost Gym.
Okay,
After grinding up to level 45, I made a few more tries. On this one, I made...
So this is second Ghost Gym try. Right? Did I miss a cut?
Yeah,
This didn't go well for exactly the same reason.
No, because this would be the ghost clip and then this is the travel over here. Okay. Okay, no, I did this right. Sorry, I don't normally get so lost in my editing, but I don't usually stream my editing.
The same
reason we thought. Burn destroys our attack.
Okay, after
grinding up to level 45, I made a few more tries. On this one, I managed to hit 5 hits in a row. We still got burned right away, but things went about as perfectly as they could. The first 3 hits took out Duskull, the 4th hit was a one-shot Miss Magius, and 5th was a one-shot on Haunter. It was a bit of a long grind, but I was worried I'd be here all day. That wasn't nearly as bad as I
thought it would be.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. I might have made it sound a little too easy there, but, like, usually that ghost gym is really, really bad, and it wasn't that bad this time.
Right after is our rival. Unfortunately, no matter what move we use, Staravia always lands at super low health, then outspeeds us to hit Endeavor to bring us to almost no health, so we can't win. If I had a weaker move that we could use, then finish it off without ever letting its health drop low enough to wreck us with Endeavor, that would be great. But we don't have a weaker move, so I have to go grind until I can one-shot it. Okay, after another 5 levels, I can defense curl.
Nope. Little cut right there. Sorry, did I not, Right, no, this is the rival. I'm doing this right. Sorry, I need to get up and stretch. I actually need to stretch more than just that. Give me like 2 minutes, because I gotta be good about my stretching. It's for my neck. If you sit too long, your shoulder and neck gets all bad and stuff, so. Oh, I'll be like 2 seconds. Enjoy the music. I'm back. Sorry, I was like 2 steps outside of the room, just stretching in the hall.
Okay.
After another 5 levels, I can defense curl, one-shot Staravia with return, then roll out to beat the rest of his team easily. What an awful fight. After the fighting... Alright, so the fighting gym is coming up. We're a normal...
Fight. Alright, so the fighting gym is coming up. We're a normal
type and rollout is resistant, so I'm not really feeling confident, but we stand a chance. I'm gonna convert our money.
I'm sorry, what did I say there?
Chance. I'm gonna convert our money into coins.
Oh.
Play
the slots for a while to get Ice Beam, and hope that between that and return we can just bulldoze our way through. So, literally every single Pokemon in the...
Right there.
Our way through. So,
literally every single Pokemon in the entire gym was a one-shot until the gym leaders would choke, who hurt us a little bit, but Lucario at the end shut us down. He was faster than us and did so much damage with Drain Punch that he would fully heal himself after her Ice Beams that I spent so long trying to get by the way.
This fight sucked, and I spent so long on those stupid slots, you have no idea. I hate. By
the way, I was hoping our
higher special attack would have made that work better. It didn't. Even with return, we didn't do much. Yeah, despite all the over-leveling, we're stuck again. Okay, after grinding all the way to 57, we come agonizingly close to beating Lucario, but we never can. He's still faster than us and takes so many hits to take down. Plus, his Drain Punch is healing him the whole time. I'm starting to think that level 60 will be enough to win, but level 60 is crazy high for the 4th gym. Usually we're level 70 by the Elite 4, and we're not even halfway
there.
Speaking of Meowth, are there any more plans from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Yes, and you know the answer is yes.
Alright, all
the way at level 16 after 3 failed tries where we either got instantly crit or paralyzed by Lucario, we finally landed all of our hits just to realize I'm still too low level to win. This is brutal. I have to do this whole stupid fighting gym puzzle every time I come back here from a grind, and it's the slowest thing in the
world.
I hate that gym puzzle. It's not hard, it's just slow.
Alright. Finally.
At level 65, we do exactly enough damage that we can take out Lucario in a few hits, even with us getting paralyzed. I cannot believe how long
that took. This is crazy.
We're level 65 and currently on the way to the water gym. I don't know what to expect from this run anymore. Am I so over-leveled that I'll have an easy time until the steel gym? Or are we gonna run into another random one Pokemon that totally shuts us down? Let's just hope that the rival fight outside of the water gym doesn't cause issues.
Oop. There we go. How far in are we? So something I like to do, because I set up the gold-striped darker background thing at the beginning, before I've cut out the flubs, you can actually see how many minutes of flubs I've cut out by the time difference between this and this. So far I've cut out almost 3 minutes of flubs.
Okay, the rival
fight was pretty easy. He didn't cause any real issues. Yeah, our attack is down from the start, and that's annoying, but it's pretty common in this game, so I'm used to it. Platinum and Fire Red just love mandatory fights with
Intimidate.
Let's do a different song.
So right away at the water gym. So right away.
Nope. Blew that line.
Intimidate. So right away the water gym
took a bunch of tries. Water Onyx lowers our attack from Intimidate and loves to outspeed us with Waterfall, so we tend to flinch a lot. On this run we flinch and lost roll out, but we were able to build it back up and take him down after he used his Hyper Potion. We were around half health as Floatzel came out, and right away we were taken to only 5 health off Brian. We one-shot him, but the Shell Bell didn't heal us by much. Last was Quagsire, who we were
thankfully faster
than, and does one shot with our built-up rollout. I don't like how close that was though, so well we tried.
Okay, so that is what I would call a descriptive battle, where I want to make sure that each individual Pokemon talked about is matching up with what's on screen. So this is how I do that.
Okay, the rival fight
was pretty easy. He didn't cause any real issues. Yeah, our attack is down from the start, and that's annoying, but it's pretty common in this game, so I'm used to it. Platinum and Fire Red just love mandatory fights with Intimidate. So right away the Water Gym took a bunch of tries.
Water Onyx lowers our attack from
Intimidate and loves to outspeed us with Waterfall, so we tend to flinch a lot. On this run we flinch and lost roll out, but we were able to build it back up and take him down after he used his Hyper Potion. We were around half health as Floatzel came out, and right away we were taken to only 5 health off Brian. We one-shot him, but the Shell Bell didn't heal us by much. Last was Quagsire, who we were thankfully faster than, and does one shot with our built-up rollout. I don't like how close that was though, so well we tried.
That's how I do that. I literally play through it, and every time I start talking about the next Pokemon, I cut it while it's live. And then, you know, later I'll be able to go back and show you. Hey, MDB, is there any sort of vocal warm-up you do before recording? Yeah. Let me turn that down. I do jaw stretches, I do neck stretches, and I do sometimes some tongue twisters, or sometimes I do something like this. Wish me luck. I haven't remembered to do my stretches today. 1 hen, 2 ducks, 3 squawking geese, 4 limerick oysters, 5 corpulent porpoises, 6 pairs of Don Alverso's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array, 8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt, 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity towards procrastination and sloth, 10 lyrical, spherical, diabolical denizens of the deep who all stall around the corner of the quo of the quay of the quivery all at the same time. I take my job seriously.
So, well, we
travel. I've got to say, I'm pretty worried that this run is going to go like the Shinx one, where I literally couldn't even beat it. I know that I had a horrible... I know that I had a horrible ability in that run, so that's a big part of it. But Bidoof is about as weak as Shinx, so it could go...
Did I just have a stroke? No, I had a stroke.
So it could go the same.
Sorry, so it could go the same? What was that for?
Shinx. So it could go...
Right there.
As weak as Shinx, so it could go the same. I'm really worried about any
fight where they're going to be faster than us at level 100. Then I might have to use a Quick Claw, and that means no more Shell Bell for healing. We have Cyrus, our rival, then the Steel Gym coming up. Cyrus should be easy, but the next rival fight is usually really hard. And Steel Gym is probably going to be a real big problem too. Let's hope for the best. I mean, the fight was the first one.
Nah. Try that again.
I mean, the fight
was the first try win where we swept him, but his Pokemon are all awful and yet outsped us and did a lot of damage. We took a defense drop and 2 hits from Pokemon half our level, and it took out half of our health. Bidoof is
crazy bad. This is exactly
what I was worried about. Okay, so the rival fight starts with Staravia being weak, but next is Heracross, who's faster than us and keeps using Brick Break. We take it down after taking...
Just to confirm, we're right here, right? Yeah, Brick Break.
A lot of damage.
But next is Infernape, who's also faster than us and spams Brick Break. I can't learn anything super effective against fighting types, and we are too slow for it to matter anyway. I just have to get stronger. So I try again 4 levels later, this time holding a Quick Claw. Believe it or not, we actually do way worse. The healing from the Shell Bell was pretty important. The Quick Claw only works 25% of the time, so it rarely activates when we need it the most. I think the Shell Bell is still the path to victory here. After another few levels, we were able to get to the point where we're 1 hit away from taking out Infernape, but only when we use the Shell Bell. We have a speed of 72.
We have a speed of...
Yep. There we go.
Shell Bell. We have a speed of 72.
We have to be close to outspeeding at least one of them soon, right? Isn't this exactly where we got Brickwalled in the Shinx run? Well, we've long since maxed out our effort values, and I don't see much of an alternative. So it's time to start using rare candies and see what level we can actually win this at.
I'm gonna guess
Nope. Botched that cut. Get rid of that.
I'm
gonna guess level 80. There's no way this fight requires higher than that. Right? The steel gym right after, on the other hand? That might take a while. Level 80. We ended up level 80.
Right there. Is this one level 80? Yeah, okay. Question, do you ever plan on playing Watch Dogs 2 single player for the show? No. I'm the guy who watched the first game recently. I think I might have hearted one of your comments. I feel like I remember someone commenting on it recently, and I clicked the heart on it so that they know that I saw it. But yeah, I don't plan on playing Watch Dogs 2 single player. I played a little bit of it multiplayer on one of Brandon's old channels.
level 80.
We ended up leading both Heracross and Infernape with slivers of health, so they both get an extra hit in on us before we hardly take them down, allowing Floatzel to easily finish us off with Swift. I think I literally need only
Or level.
I didn't literally need one more level. I think I needed like 3 more.
Okay.
I didn't need one more level, or 2. I actually needed 3. I still couldn't one-shot Heracross, but for no reason at all, he did Night Slash as a second move, doing almost no damage. Because of that, we took out the entire rival fight. I wish he just did that the first time. Man, I'm really starting to think I can't win this run. How bad is this?
Gym gonna be?
Dude, platinum runs can be really cruel.
You know what?
The steel gym wasn't bad. Bastiodon at the end took forever.
Hold on.
You know what?
Oh, my voice was dying there. You hear that?
You know what?
You know what?
You know what?
I sound like Stevie Richards.
The steel gym wasn't bad. Bastiodon at the end took forever to take down, but honestly, it wasn't that hard to fight. Finally, the grind paid off. Okay, so we're in a weird part of the run. I'm massively over-leveled, yet take so many free hits from being slow that we're routinely losing to trainers who use Pokemon half the level of us. The regular trainers are fine, but the big boss fights like our rival and gym leaders tend to go horribly. All the commanders we have to run around... All these commanders...
So close to buying Deadly Premonition 1 and 2 before I had to stop thanks to the absolute complete lack of money. Wanted to play it myself, though. The controls are way worse than they look when you just watch me play it, but I'm happy you liked those playthroughs. If you're gonna... God, I don't even know what to recommend you buy it on, because there's no version of Deadly Premonition 1 that isn't unbelievably glitchy. Even the Switch remake, I've heard, is really glitchy. I would argue the PC version's the best because it runs the best. It's the only one you can do 60 frames on and stuff like that, but you also need to do, like, fan patches and stuff to get it to work.
You know what?
The steel gym wasn't bad. Bastiodon at the end took forever to take down, but honestly, it wasn't that hard to fight. Finally, the grind paid off. Okay, so we're in a weird part of the run. I'm massively over-leveled, yet take so many free hits from being slow that we're routinely losing to trainers who use Pokemon half the level of us. The regular trainers are fine, but the big boss fights like our rival and gym leaders tend to go horribly.
Sorry, just total mental lapse there.
You know what? The steel gym wasn't bad.
Bastiodon took forever to take down, but honestly, it wasn't that hard to fight. Finally, the grind paid off. Okay, so we're in a weird run. I'm massively
There's where the cut should be.
Leveled.
Yet take so many free hits from being slow that we're routinely losing to trainers who use Pokemon half the level of us. The regular trainers are fine, but the big boss fights like our rival...
Borderline silent compared to the editing? Sorry, I'm probably not talking into the mic enough. I'm so not used to talking into the mic while editing.
And gym leaders
tend to go horribly. All these commanders we have to run around and...
The editing me will be louder no matter what, though, because that's post-processed audio.
Are super
easy, so I won't bother showing you those, but we've got the Ice Gym, Cyrus, and then the Distortion World Cyrus fight. The Ice Gym should be easy with rollout, and maybe the first Cyrus fight will be easy, but the Distortion World one is usually
rough. Hey, at
least having rare candy saves me a lot of...
Oh, nope. No cut there.
I'm on failing
the last Cyrus fight. I used to have to fail the fight, grind for ages in a cave, and then walk up the whole mountain and go through the whole Distortion World again, just to see if I could win yet. Rough times. I appreciate that you guys are fine with the late-game rare candies now. As long as our effort values are maxed out, rare candy boosts our stats the exact same.
Grinding.
Oh, man. I do not miss the days of having to go faint, go back up halfway up the mountain, grind, go the rest of the way up the mountain, and then go through the whole Distortion World. It was the worst.
So the Ice Gym was pretty
easy as expected. Rollout is super effective against your team, so it did a great job. We still took quite a few hits since we're slow, but we were alright. After that is Cyrus. As expected, it went super easy, but we have to fight him again real soon, and he'll be much harder that time. We're over-leveled. Let's head straight on over. Near the top of the mountain is this required double battle where we team up with our rival, and it's usually slow, but this time it was really...
Wait, did I miss the Cyrus thing
So
there?
the Ice
Gym was pretty easy as expected.
Yeah.
It was perfect against your team, so it did a job. We still took quite a few hits since we're slow, but we were alright. After that is Cyrus. As
There we go.
Near the
top of the mountain is this required double battle where we team up with our rival, and it's usually slow, but this time it was really slow. Both our opponents... Both our opponents and our partner just stalled for ages. It's awful. We never came even close to losing, but it took forever. Hey, well, I did the Distortion...
Distortion World clip. Nope. I want this. There's where we are.
Hey,
Well, I'm in the distortion world. Did you know that the Pokemon Randomizer has some updates? Yeah, I had no idea. Turns out that their old website that I've been using this whole time just wasn't kept up to date, and I didn't have the newest version. So I went and found the newest version, and it has an option to let you skip to the end of the distortion world. That's amazing, and would save me a lot of time in these runs without making it any easier. And you know who forgot to check off the option when making this ROM? Me. So here I am, stuck doing the distortion world.
it again. All right,
The horrible
Iris fight.
This
we
fight
lose over
sucked.
and over and over. I'm using a silk scarf at this point. I'm using a silk scarf.
Oh, how was that?
I'm using a Sylph Scarf at this point. I'm using a...
I think I felt like I was tripping up Silk Scarf, but I don't think I actually did. I just took the line again.
over. I'm using a Silk Scarf at this point since it seems to get us the farthest into the fight, but we're slower
Than
than...
his whole team, so he gets a ton of free hits on us. Everything hits us pretty hard, and half the runs I have to quit right away because Houndoom at the start can burn us with a Will-O-Wisp. I gotta level up, I got no choice. After an egg.
This fight was so bad.
After an
Agonizing 18 tries at level 93. We had this run where we didn't flinch.
for...
Oh. I lost my part of the script there, I think.
We had this run where we...
Right here. That's better.
93. We had this...
Run where we didn't flinch or get crit from Water Onyx's Waterfall, or from the Wind Slash from Crobat right after.
Dude, I didn't even know Wind Slash could make you flinch, and it happened to me multiple times.
I thought...
I had finally won when Weavile hit Ice Punch. We landed with 5 health left, then got frozen solid and lost.
5 health! And I got frozen on an Ice Punch at the end. And I only got that far from luck.
Guys, I've been sitting here trying this fight for over an hour. Just at level 93. The previous Cyrus fight was almost a sweep. How is this so brutal?
I hope you guys like me harmonizing with myself from 2 days ago going insane.
Another
5 tries later, we finally make it to the end again, and this time Weavile uses Fake Out and critically hits. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and level a little more to make sure that Weavile doesn't just Fake Out and Ice Punch me, because I'm now realizing that he easily could have done that on the previous attempt, and he
just didn't.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't do that the first time. I haven't got a clue why he wouldn't use Fake Out.
2 levels
and 4 tries later, we make it to the end, he does the Fake Out and Ice Punch combo, we survive with 5 health, and we didn't one-shot him. This is with a Silk Scarf. I think I literally have to max out my level to win. Alright, a few tries later at level 10, and we're now faster than Water Onyx, so we get to the end of the fight with more health left. We probably wouldn't have gotten a one-shot on Weavile, but we crit, so this horrible fight is finally over. All that's left is the Electric Gym. So the Electric Gym was pretty easy for the first...
We're getting pretty close to the end of this run. Anybody, let me just scroll up on that footage list so you don't see spoilers. Anyone have any guesses on if I'll win this run or not? If you rewind 2 seconds, you'll be able to see my footage and see if you see the credits or not.
So the Electric Gym was a pretty
easy first try with Return, but quite a bit of his team was faster than us and did pretty crazy damage. We won, and I think it would take a lot of luck to lose, but man, I don't feel great about the upcoming parts of the run at
all. So we're in the last...
I've been traveling the run, we've got the rival fight, then the Elite Four, then the Pokemon Champion. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't think I'm going to win this run. I learned my lesson from the Shinx run. Platinum can be brutal sometimes. I think it's entirely possible that we don't end up beating our rival in the upcoming fight, since we're so bad against fighting types. And even if we do end up getting past him, I don't think we're making it to the Pokemon Champion. I still gotta try though. My guess is, if we can beat our rival, then we can probably get to Lucian, but I don't think we're getting past Lucian. And if we somehow do, no way we're beating the Pokemon Champion. That's my
prediction.
You heard it here first, folks. That's my prediction. That was what past MDB thought.
It's the pre-Elite Four rival fight. First is Staravia, and it outspeeds us and hits close combat. Hey, that's the move that, like, half his team knows, isn't it? So we take it down, and next is Heracross, who hits close combat, and we nearly go down. Naturally, since he's faster, he takes us out on the next hit. I think this run is over. The only thing I can think of is to use Rest, but if they two-shot us, then that doesn't really help us. So... I think I just lose.
Yep.
You know, I'd love to say that's
not how I expected it to go, but I kind of had the feeling I'd lose. Personally, I was thinking I'd at least make it past the Elite Four, at least, you know, on paper when I saw, oh, I'm going to do a Platinum run. I could probably beat that on paper, but man, this has got to be one of the hardest rival fights in the first 5 generations. At least if we're counting rival fights before beating the game. I really hope you guys like that run. The next challenge is going to be up in 2 weeks since I've got a lot of administrative stuff to catch up on. In fact, admin week is when I'm going to be editing this video. I'm planning on editing it in a live stream, because I've been wanting to live stream my editing of a run for a while now.
Yeah, I planned to do this run because it wasn't the plan while I was playing it to do this run, like to edit this run on stream. But after I got done, I had been wanting to do this for a while, and I realized, hey, admin week's next, and this run was short, which means it'll be a little easier to edit. It'll make for a better on-stream editing one.
For a while now, so I thought the next time that I end up with quite a bit of time, and I do a run that doesn't take horrifically long in terms of like the script, because the length of the script is basically the length of the video. Next time that happens, I would live stream on YouTube me editing it. So if you want to see the editing process of this, I think it'll be up in the live section on my YouTube channel. I don't think I'm gonna upload it as its own video, but it'll be in the live section as a like VOD, video on demand, you know, like a stream that has been broadcasted. It is now up as a video that you can watch.
Hey, what was that? Did I move a folder? I think I moved a folder. I went to open an old soundtrack just to find that it cannot find the file locations. Let me fix this real quick because I have it here. I must have just moved that to a different drive at some point. Hey, Lynn Sneakers, how's it going?
which means it won't be
Quite as polished as a lot of my stream VODs that I upload where I like edit it a little bit and cut the beginning and end. Might not be as polished as that, but you can skip around it and learn how I edit, which is good because I made an editing tutorial on how I edit these challenges years ago and I made a whole playlist and people find it helpful, which is awesome. I'm happy people still watch it. But I've gotten a lot faster at editing this in the last, I don't know, 2.5 years since I made that tutorial. So you'll probably still learn stuff if you want to watch that
stream recording.
Why? Because I had it. I'd whistle along, but I can't. Never had any luck.
Recording. Anyway,
the challenges will be back on July 15th when I do my first Fallout New Vegas run in, I think, over a year. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned.
Yeah.
On Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. I'd love to do some kind of big fancy outro.
These are legitimately ad-libbed, by the way, in case you wonder why I'm gonna my way through it so bad, and why you see these big gaps. I'm pointing with my finger like you can see that. You see these big gaps along the timeline of me just processing what to say next on the spot.
And I'm sure you've heard this one before, but I'm real hungry. It's noon, I've had no food, I've had some water, I mowed the lawn in 24 degrees Celsius sunny weather, which is not that bad. It was pretty breezy and it was
pretty nice. But you know, when you haven't eaten anything yet, it gets to you a little bit. And the longer I ramble here, the longer it's going to be when
I don't like that noise. Die. I got rid of it.
The longer it's gonna be
when I edit this, and everyone's gonna have to watch that. You know what, they might like that though. But if I ramble too much, it'll be like it's inflating the length of the video, and I know that some people like skipping this end bit. I mean, I'm fairly sure that more than half of the people who watch these channels do not know that I do these
Hey!
Watch these channels.
Watch these channels?
Half of the people who watch these...
What's going on with me that day?
Channels do not know
that I do these ad-lib outro things now, because I didn't do it for like the first 2 years of doing this. So my analytics tell me most people don't watch this bit, which means any of you who are hearing this right now, you're one of the few. You're one of the, like, I don't know, 15, 10% who listen to this bit. I mean, I could do the meow thing again, right? Where I do that thing where I'm like, hey, say this thing that nobody has a reason to say in the comments. And if you say it, that means you saw the end and nobody else knows. Do the meow one again. Just put meow in your comments somewhere if you heard this bit. And anyone who didn't hear this bit, but they saw the thing in the challenge a few weeks ago with the meow thing, they'll think you're referencing that. But you got the big brain, you got the long brain. You're actually referencing this outro, and they'll never know. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Until next time, have a nice day.
How many flubs is that? Here we go. This file is now the length of all of the flubs. How many did I mess up? What's the speed and duration of this? 4 minutes. I cut out 4 minutes. 4 minutes of flubs. That's not that bad for me. That's honestly below average. Okay. You're going to be hearing a lot less of my editing voice now. My editing voice. How do I put this? You're going to be hearing a lot less of my voiceover track because now we have the cut set up and we have the flubs cut out. So here's the next step. There's a few different things you could do with this step. And what I do just depends on how I'm feeling for the workflow for that day. So I think I'm just going to start inserting footage. Most of this, like the vast majority of fights in this, I need to put almost no effort into the actual, like, making sure what bits line up with whatever, because it's so unbelievably simple. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the first clip, I'm surfing around on here, and while I'm holding on to the marker, whatever you want to call it, I hit I for where I want it to start. I hit O for where I want it to end. And then I hit period to insert it on my timeline, right? So I got this on this track up here. I told the V1 thing to go up here, video 1. I don't want any audio with it, so I've turned off the A1 and A2. We can't see the clip. Oh. I just looked at my OBS, and you're right. You can't see that clip. And I don't know why. Well, that's okay. There's been nothing on those two monitors that you've needed to see this whole time. I have a fix for this. We're just gonna have to do a monitor capture for it. Looks like it just doesn't like the window capture, I guess. I don't suppose a game capture of it would work, would it? Oh? Will this work? No, that did not work. Okay, I'm gonna do a display capture then. This is gonna be really ugly for a second. Just bear with me. Thank you for letting me know that, guys. There we go. Okay, that'll have to work. I just gotta be careful about not putting anything on this screen that you can't see. Okay, fixed it. Miss your cozy streams on Hitbox. Seeing you front page was always nice. That was kind of cool, wasn't it? Okay, so this clip, let's shorten it down to this. Oh, and I forgot to, this is something I like to do. Let me just select, all the travel and grinding footage. Hideout, travel, distortion world counts. That's all of it. I control R, speed duration, duration 300%. I don't need to do that here, but, yeah, I don't need to do that here, but, makes things easy. Speeds it up a little. Please play this song as the outro. I could. No one would get why unless they watched this. It'd be like a fun little secret. Hold on, let me, I've tortured you guys enough with this awesome song. The other awesome song. I mean, there's a lot of awesome songs in Deadly Premonition, but the best ones. Okay, so most of this insert footage process is going to be unbelievably fast. This used to be the slowest part of the process. But, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem here. Because it's not a multi-Pokemon run. Team runs tend to take a lot longer to do. So what I'm doing here is, you see how it's like not the length of the clip, but I need it to be because this is a battle. This is the length of the battle. This is the length of me talking about the battle. I need them to match. What I used to do in the old tutorial video is I'd click this, Control R, copy the duration, click the video, Control R, paste the duration, and there you go. They're equal. I can just drag it over and get rid of the old one, right? But there's a better way to do that. I'll show you in a moment. Oh, and there. Okay. Rock Gym. This first one is just me failing the whole first gym, right?
Next up after this is the Rock Gym. Now, I don't actually... Yeah, Return did just about nothing, but...
Hey, hold on.
Next up after this is
the Rock Gym. Now, I don't actually know how I want to handle this. I'm sure with some levels, Return might do a few points of damage.
No, that's travel voiceover. I think I messed up this cut.
So, it's time for...
Game travel.
Yeah, I did mess it up. Oh, that's what I did. I forgot to punch in the stats there. This is a mistake I make from time to time, but it's really quick and easy to fix. Check it out. I'll show you how to fix this in case you make the same mistake I just made. I forgot to punch in the stats here, right? So that's what that clip is actually supposed to be. Let me bring that there. Longer, not long enough. That's fine. It's a static screen. I can just slow down the footage. There we go. And then this should be this length, and this should be this length. That should be that. And if I do that, I think we fixed it.
Problems early on, but I'm
Yep.
other Pokemon from around the start of the games.
Yep.
So the first rival fight was a weird one. Next up after this is the...
Fixed it.
Yeah, Return did just about
Nothing, but Rollo did pretty well.
You're the Pokemon version of Johnny Sins. Who's Johnny Sins? Sounds like a pro wrestler name.
Yeah, Return did just about nothing, but Rollout did pretty well. The problem...
We're on the gym fight now. I'll just do the footage to hear when he faints. Oh god, it's not? I think he's from Mortal Kombat. No, that's Johnny Cage. Ah! Okay. Well, I'll take it as a compliment. I don't know who the guy is, but I'm assuming if that's the industry and he's probably attractive, so thank you. I don't know what makes me the Pokemon version of him, but... Oh, you said don't search. I should have known. I didn't see that earlier. Oh, he's a famous actor. No, this one just went until I said Craniados, right?
Return to be stronger. Unfortunately, we're slower and got taken out. Okay, 2 or 3 more levels, and I
I think that I'd be able to beat Geodude in one level.
I mean, I'd Google them to see if I agree with you, but we're rocking the display capture now, and I most definitely cannot show that on YouTube.
So I did the whole
Fight over again, and obviously...
This stupid fight. You gotta see this footage. Alright, and then this is the winning run? Yeah, cool. Alright, check this out.
Level 21. Okay, so our rollout doesn't quite work out. Turns out Onix only gets one shot if it's the final rollout in the sequence, so that didn't work out. I did get him to waste his potion though, so against Craniados, we were obviously gonna win. I mean, until we flinched twice in a row to lose. So I did the whole fight over again, and obviously that time we won after getting a crit.
Are you seeing this?
Nope, just kidding. We flinched some more and lost again.
Twice!
Okay, the try after that, and we had a bit more health going into the fight, and we didn't flinch, so we won. Man, being slower than your opponent is brutal, and that's probably gonna happen this whole run. Okay.
Oh, did I say Craniados again? It's Cranidos. I never get that right. Doesn't matter. Creator of Pokemon said that you can say them however you want. There it is. So that's footage that you can see the 300% on there. That was all recorded at regular speed. I just sped it up in editing. I think it looks better. Mars, who was easy. Oh yeah, I don't feel like I finished my thought on this earlier. But if I want to... You know how I used to do the Control-R matching speed thing? There's a tool for that I just didn't know about back then called Ripple Edit. It's the R button. You can just drag a thing and look at that. It sped it up to how fast it needed to be. 293.93%. That's way faster than the old Control-R thing I was doing. Oh, thanks for the donation, Blazing Glory. I appreciate that. I thought the creator of Pokemon died. Yeah? He also said things in his life before he died. He said, the creator of Pokemon said that you can pronounce Pokemon names however you want. I don't know what him being dead would have to do with that. I wish it became cringed like in Mystery Dungeon. I love that. What? People say things before they die? Yeah, I know, right? I found it on Wikipedia.
That means I'm grinding.
I pretty much always have to grind here, though.
Oh, okay, we're grinding footage. Right here. Do I like how that started?
That means I'm grinding.
Yeah, that looked fine. Well, he's dead and I'm right, MDB. Well, yeah, I agreed with you that he was dead. I wondered why you were saying, what was it, that he died? Like, I thought he died when I was saying that he said something. Yeah, he said it before he died. He's still alive too, is he? Saying things before your death is so cringe. Yeah. See, back in my day, we didn't say cringe. We said embarrassed. It's the same thing. I haven't heard anyone ever say cringe and not mean to say, that's embarrassing. It seems to be analogous.
Man, this is
Brutal. 5 levels later, and I get this perfect run where I get to Roserade on our last rollout, so I figured we'd get a one-shot.
MDB Weird, have you never watched my Let's Plays?
Man, this is
Brutal. 5 levels later, and I get this perfect run where I get to Roserade.
Okay.
Okay, finally.
Okay, yeah, that checks out. So it is this clip. Boop. That was a long clip. Zoom out a little. God, I love this song. Can I get... What was this song called? Tax Challenge? Apps, web... No, music. Dude... I hate Windows search feature. It never works. It's just a piece of... Tac Challenge, Kirby Air Ride. Tac Challenge, Kirby Air Ride. There it is. My God. Looking for basic assets in basic common folders on my computer, and Windows can't find it, because just, ugh. Okay, and then Jupiter was like a really easy battle. Okay, so this here, I want to lower that speed to like 200 and then just shorten it. And right here, I'm gonna drop a cut, a fade, and there's an effect I made forever ago here called blur. It's a Gaussian blur of, I think, 50% mixed with a 50%, it's probably less than 50% Gaussian blur, actually, but it's mixed with 50% drop in opacity. I use it when I want to de-emphasize something, because over from this marker to this marker is going to be like an advert for Chimera. Did you see any of the shorts in your Twitter DMs? No, I haven't checked my Twitter DMs in a couple days, actually. Sorry. I'm really bad at getting back to those. There we go, the winning run. And just to confirm...
Right after is our rival.
Cool, we're at the right spot. This becomes a weird process when you've done it 200 times. Actually, how many challenges have I done? Between Bethesda and Pokemon. Probably about 200.
Okay,
After another 5 levels, I can defense curl, one-shot Staravia with return, then roll out to beat the rest of his team easily. What an awful fight. Alright, so the fighting gym is coming up. We're a normal type and rollout is...
I wonder how much of a bad idea it is that I'm listening to music right now, because I really do think that I'm sometimes slowing down on my editing because I'm just listening to the music.
All right, so the fighting gym is coming up. We're a normal type and rollout is resistant.
Oh, what's in this clip? Okay, that was just me walking up that route and fighting, like, some Pokemon.
So, literally
Every single Pokemon in the entire gym was a one-shot until the gym leaders would show, who hurt us a little bit, but Lucario at the end shut us down. He was
Kirby 64 GOAT soundtrack. Yeah, real good. Real good. What you're hearing right now is from Kirby Air Ride, which also has very good music. Man, that's kind of a short loop. That is kind of a short loop. Let's, no. Nope. Nope. Ooh. I do like that song, but I could play Mah-Dry-Bread. Like a god. Fatty. Sorry, I love making fun of that song. It's a song from Deadly Premonition where it sounds like the singer is absolutely sloshed, and in storyline, it's like the drunk owner of the bar singing on stage. And I don't think that it's supposed to sound like the singer is drunk, but you cannot tell what she's saying. It's so good.
So, literally every single Pokemon in the entire gym was a one-shot until
The fighting gym. I don't know if I properly put over how bad this part of the run was, but it was by far one of the worst. There's a reason I got so many failed fighting game clips here, and like I delete the vast majority of these. I only save the clip if there's something new to show. And there often wasn't. I'm sure my recycling bin is just full of failed attempts of this fight.
easy time
until the Steel Gym, or are we gonna run into another random one Pokemon that totally...
There we go. What are we at now? Rival? I win this one. This is Water Gym Rival. Yeah, this is easy. Wonder if anyone's actually gonna think that the Prime Minister is Bret Hart from that joke. It's not meant to deceive anyone. It's just a dumb joke, but... Dude, I've read enough YouTube comments to know that some people will think I'm trying to trick people, or will think that that actually is the Prime Minister. And no, he only should be the Prime Minister. If there was any justice in this world, he would be. Sorry, is that the right clip? This doesn't look like it should be the Cyrus clip here.
So, while we travel...
Nah, I messed that up. What'd I do?
We were around half health as Floatzel came out, and right away...
No, I messed up. Big here, what'd I do?
Okay, the rival fight was pretty... This is crazy. We're level 65 and currently on the way to the Water Gym.
How far back did I make this mistake? This is what I get for streaming it.
So, literally every single Pokemon in the
entire gym was a one-shot until the gym leaders would show, who hurt us a little bit, but Lucario at the end shut us down. He was faster than us and did so much damage with Drain Punch that he would fully heal himself after her ice beams that I spent so long trying to get, by the way. I was hoping our higher special attack would have made that work better. It didn't. Even if return, we didn't do much. Yeah, despite all the over-leveling, we're stuck again. Okay, after grinding all the way to 57, we come agonizingly close to beating Lucario, but we never can. He's still faster than us and takes so many hits to take down. Plus his Drain is killing the whole time. Starting at level 60, we get enough to win. Level 60 is crazy high for Fortune. Here we're level 70 by the Elite Four, and we're not even halfway there. Alright, all the way at level 60, and after 3 failed tries where we either got instantly crit or paralyzed Lucario. We finally made it all our hits, just realized I'm still level win. This is brutal. I have to do this stupid flaming gym puzzle every time I come back here from a grind, and it's the slowest thing in the world. Alright, finally, level 65.
Ah! That's where it happened. We're good. We're good. It's right here.
Alright.
Big Brain MDB figured it out. We're good. Easy, easy fix. Easy, easy fix. Oh wait, I don't need to... I can just do that. Yeah. So this one should be Cyrus.
Last was Quagsire.
No? No, because I also did the water gym was like the only gym that I did each fight in. Oh, that's where I went wrong in 2 spots. Gotcha. I always got to be careful with these clips start and end to make sure that if you heal after a Pokemon comes out, or like after taking a dude out with like a shell bell like that, you got to make sure you include that in the footage, or else people will like just see the number jump up and they'll assume that you cheated or something. When in reality, it's like, no, it's just in between the dude fainting and the next dude coming up is when the health ticks up. So sometimes I accidentally edit that out. You got to be really careful about that. But I mean, I guess you could just look at the experience and tell that's obviously the same battle. There we go. So now we're at travel?
So, while we travel.
Sweet. Crisis averted. We're all good. Cyrus. You guys getting driven insane yet? I like this song. This is like my favorite There's a Mystery About song. A mystery about? A mystery afoot? I guess either way works. And normally while I'm doing this process, I'm not listening to music, I'm like watching YouTube videos, but you know, I'm doing a stream. So I'm not gonna just play someone's YouTube video in the background. Although if you're curious as to what I would have been watching, it would have been this, it would have been, where is it? How do I get this on the main screen? There, it would have been this. Yay! It would have been halfway through Lost the Camera's XWF Episode 1 Deadlock Retro Sync. Because Deadlock is my favorite podcast. It's a wrestling podcast. There you go.
Health, so they both get
An extra hit in on us before we hardly take them down, allowing Floatzel to easily finish us off with Swift. I think I literally need only 1 more level. Okay.
Trying to figure out how you make the clip big and shorten it, but still get all the footage. Oh, sorry, I explained it earlier, but I was pretty quick about it. The R button on your keyboard will take you to the the rate stretch tool. It's right up here. This is where I have my toolbar. It's just up and out of the way. Rate stretch tool, when you pull the sides of it, like you would to like, you know, extend or shorten a clip, but you're using this tool, instead it will speed up or slow down the clip. So I take the clip of what I want to show, and then I use that tool to speed it up or slow it down to whatever speed I'm looking for. Sorry if I've missed any, comments or any questions you guys have about my editing. If you guys have any questions about this stuff, please let me know. Play your own YouTube video in the background. I could play a custom song. What could I play? Shopping Spree? Right? Hold on. The file must be called that. Oh, I fucking wrote Snoping Spree. For you and me. My friend Mandy made that for me. My friend Mandy made that for me. I watched Clone High growing up when I was probably far too young to be watching Clone High. I don't know if modern Clone High is good. I heard it came back, but I haven't seen it. But old Clone High was really funny. And there was makeover, 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 makeover. That was a gag from that show, and so I had her make a shopping spree version of it for me for a World of Warcraft Let's Play once. Okay, back to music. Let's go back to this one. No? 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 This one. Sorry. That's it, I was trying to remember which Let's Play it was. Yeah! What are we shopping for? Chimera shirts? Oh my god, I should start playing that song during the Chimera adverts. Maybe I shouldn't. It's lyrical. It might be distracting to hear my voice and that. Okay.
Okay, I didn't need one more level.
One day I'm gonna have to learn how to sing, because I sure do love to hum. I think I got it from my grandpa. He used to hum around the house a lot when I was a kid. Around his house, obviously. But you know, I spent a lot of time over there. I grew up like down the street from my grandparents. Literally like a 3-4 minute walk. And to be as a Gen 1er, I gotta ask, what's your go-to Gen 1 team? I'm not a Gen 1er. Unless, by Gen 1, do you just mean people who their first Pokemon game was Gen 1? Or do you mean people who their favorite gen is Gen 1? Because if it's first gen, then yeah, I bought the first, well, I was given as a gift the first Pokemon Blue, like, the month it came out. So I'm an OG Pokemon player since as soon as it got translated to English. But if you mean, like, favorite generation, I don't have one. Oh, thanks for the membership thing, James. I appreciate that. Hope you enjoy the emotes and stuff. When you drag the gameplay down to the BG background, are you grouping them together and can be separated if needed, or merging them as one clip? When you drag the gameplay down to the BG, do you mean like the timeline? He's trying to say he's a Gen 1er. Oh, I misunderstood that. BG background, yes. Yes, on the timeline. Okay, okay. Let me just reread that question with that in mind. When you drag the gameplay down to the timeline, are you grouping them together and they can be separated if needed, or merging them as one clip? I drag it down so that it's over top of this. I'll literally just show you and explain it out loud while I do it. It'll be easier that way. So this is, sorry, this clip's Ice Gym?
So the Ice Gym was pretty...
Ice Gym, cool. That's just the whole Ice Gym in one go. So, I'm not dragging the whole, like, file down like this. What I'm doing here is I double-click it so I've got it up in my source here, and I snip the very beginning, like usually like a second off the beginning, because sometimes I just leave it waiting for a second. And I go to around where I want to end it, so like when the gym leader's up here and you can tell that I've won, so I'll hit 0 to end the clip there. So I've got like a clip here, it's barely anything cut off of the original file. I hit period, and that puts it in over top on a layer above my stuff here, like on the timeline. So it's like over top of the gold background thing. R, because I'm using my rate stretch tool to change the speed of this to be the same as the clip under it. And then I'm literally just dragging it over to delete the old one because there's no point for it. This gold stripe background is not actually staying in the background. That file could be anything. It's just an image that I cut up so that I know when I start and stop talking about each clip. This could be anything. You could even skip this step. I just find it speeds up my editing a lot. I don't know about anybody else who does it this way, but I know a lot of people who started doing it this way after they saw me do it. So maybe it's a good method. I don't know. It's very efficient for me. But this it doesn't matter what this is. This could be a video, this could be a picture. I use just a picture of my gold background because it wouldn't be hard at all for my computer to load any given time I click on just a picture rather than a video. I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. Okay, this Cyrus fight was easy. Yep. And then we got double battle, distortion. No, we don't. There's no way I talked about the double battle that long. Hold on, did I miss a cut?
Near the top of the mountain is this required double battle where we team up with our...
Oh.
Full.
It's usually slow, but this time it was really slow. Both our opponents and our partners stalled for ages. It's awful. We never came close to losing, but it took forever. They blinded the structure rope. You know that Pokemon...
Yep. Missed a cut. I don't normally miss cuts. It's because I'm live. Trust me when I say if you edit this style on your own, you won't mess up as much as I do. Sounds very useful because you know when the next clip plays in. Yeah, it means you don't need to listen to each individual clip to know exactly what it is. You know the length already, so you're not messing around with it each time. You know going into the insert footage step exactly what footage is going where and for how long. You don't need to listen to the audio each time to know by doing it this way. That's why we spent the whole beginning of the stream just cutting flebs and making cuts in the image everywhere that I know I would be showing the next piece of footage. I explained that in detail in the tutorial editing series that I did years ago, still up on the channel in the playlist section. I'm just better at it now, and I do it a little differently. Like this R tool thing to speed up and slow down clips, I didn't use that in the old tutorial, didn't know it existed. I had a much slower process back then. So if you're watching this now, yeah, do the R tool thing. It's way faster. Double battle. This battle took forever. It says here it was like 4.5 minutes. It felt so much worse than that, trust me. Whoops. There it is. Distortion World. All of my hate for the Distortion World. We're almost done insert footage. When you look at how few clips are left, this is why I picked to do this one on screen. It's like the easiest edit I've had to do in ages for a Pokemon challenge. There's almost nothing to do. Like, this is... Normally, like, I talk about, like, an asset I have to bring up, like, oh, let's talk about my moves here midway through a run. I gotta bring up the asset, or, like, I don't know, I put a script on screen because I wrote something stupid or whatever. There's almost none of that this time, which makes this really easy. Oh, thank you for subbing. Subbing? Membership. Membershipping? What do you call that on YouTube? Thanks for doing the thing, Winter Bullet. I appreciate that. That's where I got frozen. Hold on, I had 6 health? I thought I had 5. Did I say 5?
Hit Ice Punch. We landed with 5 health left.
Why'd I say 5? Did the script say 5? I'm not hunting for it.
Me because
ooh, I gotta slow that clip down. It's not long enough.
Another 5 tries later, we finally make it to the end again, and this time Weavile uses Fake Out and critically hits. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and level a little more to make sure that Weavile doesn't just Fake Out and Ice Punch me, because I'm now realizing that he easily could have done that on the previous attempt, and he just didn't. 2 level...
It's a rounding error? You're good? What do you mean by a rounding error? I didn't round it, I just wrote down the wrong number, I think.
Two levels and... Alright, a few tries later...
Okay, hold on. What level was I here? Yeah, okay, so this is 2 levels. Okay, cool. Just making sure I wasn't using the wrong clip. Man, I had a lot extra on that clip there. Probably just was writing the battle while I was waiting. Okay, now that one. Yep, that was another easy battle. Bring that hit there. Travel footage. Oh, I forgot to speed that up. I like to put these bits of footage at a consistent 300% speed unless I don't have enough footage like there. Just think it looks nicer. And then failed rifle. This one will go right to the end there. So this is hard. Normally I put the credits here, but like I didn't beat the game. So programming joke. That's extremely out of context. Oh, programming was the only course I ever failed. You're welcome. Glad to be able to support such a humble and genuinely nice person. Sorry, I'm not good at taking compliments. I have to make it sassy. I'm Winter Bullet, but everyone calls me Ice for some reason. Okay, I'll try and remember that. What would you say is the aim for edited down time of a Pokemon Challenge video? Oh, I don't aim for any time. It's whatever length the voiceover comes out at. That's basically it. I cut out the flubs, obviously, and that shortens it a little bit, but it's the length of the video is based on the script, so there's no number I'm aiming for. It's as long as it ends up. If anything, people say they like the long videos more, so I don't really try to make them shorter. It's just, if it's short, it's probably because the run was really short, or if it's short, sometimes the run wasn't short, but the battles were so nothing happens that there's nothing to say. You know, like I did a Shedinja run where the video was like 15 minutes, and it's because there was almost nothing to talk about, even though the run itself was not slow. Or sorry, it was not a fast run, but there wasn't much to talk about. Okay, so I'm just going to insert the credits from a different run, a different Platinum run in here. So if I go publish, do I have any other Platinum ones in here? No. Okay, that's cool. That means I just already moved the footage out. Let me grab some. So if I go to Platinum, let's grab the credits from the Chansey run. It's Chansey credits! Pro tip, by the way. Some people have pointed this out. You'll notice, if I go to this footage here, it says time 31 hours 59 minutes. That is not even remotely correct. That number is never going to be correct in probably anybody's Pokemon Challenge. That number right there. You can't measure it through the in-game timer. The reason for that is there's going to be, it's going to think that you first tried almost every fight, because most fights you probably just drop either an in-game save or a save state before it, and you try it over and over so that when you fail, you don't lose friendship and money. But that also means that the game is not taking into account the time it took for you to beat all those attempts. This timer thinks I first tried basically every single battle that I won. And that is not even remotely true. So it's probably like 2 times more time than that, if not more. But the game can't know that. But then the number also gets it doesn't just get cut down, it also gets inflated by any time you use like speed up and ram into walls and stuff. Or if you left the game running while you went to the bathroom, that'll inflate the number. So I just never let that number be on screen because it's completely misleading. It's not actually how long the run took. I've had it be shorter and I've had it be longer. So that's why I cut that. If you're doing Pokemon challenges, you may as well cut it too. All it does is mislead the audience. Okay, there we go. Let's cross-dissolve that for, I don't know, 2 seconds? Nah, it feels dramatic. 1 second's good. Yeah. Okay. That's insert footage done. Now we're done. Now we're ready for some marker edits. Let's grab some of these assets. So first of all, this asset I can grab from the Metatite run. This is... whoops. Up here, please. There we go. Check it out.
We watch these channels. Do not.
It's my little sub GIF in the top right. Oh, I put this at the wrong spot. Let me, over here.
Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. I'd love to do some kind of big fancy outro. I'm sure you've heard this one.
There we go. That's a good one. That sub GIF, by the way, was made by my friend Dan. He's that Cyber channel on YouTube. Awesome YouTuber. He's the head editor of Game Theory. I asked him one day if he could make me a little sub GIF, and he did. Looked beautiful. Looks beautiful. How much storage do you have on your computer? 8 terabytes? About 8 terabytes between a few different drives. How long do you keep old videos on your computer? It depends. Depends on the video, and depends on the footage. But I tend to move things to like a storage drive eventually. And I don't bother keeping all the rendered stuff. I keep some raw footage though. Quite a bit of the raw footage, if I think I'm ever going to use it again at least. Then I'll hold on to it for a while. Sorry, I felt like I saw a glance of a chat message that there it was. Really cool, I never thought I'd see MDB live. I used to stream all the time, but I haven't streamed much ever since I started doing Pokemon challenges, because pretty much all the time that I spend on Pokemon challenges is the time I used to spend streaming. Plus more, because the challenges take a long time, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna just put that in the Badoo folder for now. Okay, so the only other marker edits I have here is me being illiterate. Yeah. Times? Turns. Let's fix that. Sorry, I'm dying of bad mechanics. So they've updated something on, I hate this. I hate this. They've updated a thing on Premiere. You used to be able to save a whole bunch of, like, style guide thingies, and it was super, super useful. Now you gotta make them in each individual thing. Styles. AJ styles. You gotta make your own styles and then import them as a file into each individual project now. It wasn't like that for the last 15 years of editing with this software, but then they updated their old text system to this new one, and I hate it. Dude, I hate it. Did you ever fix the level 100 flub? What level 100 flub? Three feels good. You said 10 instead of 100. Did I say 10 instead of 100? Way late in the video? I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, times, turns. Cool. Okay, make that big. This will be in the bottom. This baby is front and center. Whoops. That works.
Basically wasting times. They're basically wasting times.
There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. Delete the marker, because I'm done with it. So where's this part where I hit level 100? When did I hit level 100? Cyrus?
All right, a few tries later at level 10.
Oh, I did. I said 10.
Later at level 10.
Right in the middle. I simply am incapable of talking.
10.
Just say 10 times. The MDB big font fixes voiceover is one of your favorite things. Sometimes I go back and I just voice it over again. I'm not doing it on stream.
2 tries later at level 10, and we're now... watch these channels.
There we go. Okay. Now, this was one of the most recent runs where I did a Chimera ad. So what I'm gonna do is this. I grab the whole thing, or at least not the voice over it, but I grab the assets, and I paste them here, and then I adjust them to the actual run. Okay, that's enough of this because I actually got to listen to some stuff.
I might just end up having to grind after this. But while we're traveling...
Actually, wait, that's graphic tee footage. Okay. No, I need, sponsorship, Chimera. I need signature short sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Traveling, this is a great time to tell you about this week's sponsor, Chimera. Yeah, they're back. I told you it was temporary. You guys worry too much. Hey, would you look at of this video
right now on YouTube, and I bet there's a good chance that I'm wearing a Chimera shirt in that stream too. So, future me could attest. So if you want to support the channel and look good while doing it, hit up the link in the
There we go.
So if you want to support the channel and look good while doing it, hit up the link in the description to go to
Chimera and pick up something comfortable and breezy to wear this summer. If you're going to go pick something up, then make sure to use the promo code Mah-Dry-Bread at checkout to get 10% off your order and to let them know that I sent you. Thanks. Yeah, this.
And check it out. I already have these set up. This is a very, very quick push effect. I just copy paste it over to those. And that is what gives us our little transition here.
Too much. Hey, would you look at that?
Okay, the only other thing I need to do is crop this, because I got to crop it individually each time. Effect. Crop. There we go. I want effect control. Actually, no. Do I want to chop that? I don't even know if I do. That's a little better. Okay, I don't click on any of it there, so it's fine to chop the left and right a little to crop it in more. As long as it's equal on both sides, it'll look okay. There we go. There we go. That's how quick and easy it is. Are you planning to bring back the Wrestling Empire Let's Play? Yes! And it may be my favorite content you've ever put out. I've heard that a lot. People who don't even watch wrestling at all love that Let's Play. But you know I'm doing more of that. I don't know why people ever even bother asking. Literally every single stream of it I do, I'm like, this is the best thing ever and I can't wait to do more. Of course I'm gonna do more. Okay, now we gotta edit the first minute. A lot of this is much like the other one where some of the assets are reusable. So you can just copy it over. This is semi-reusable. You'll know what I mean in a second. This is semi-reusable. There we go. So this is what I call first minute, which is just the intro. It often goes for over a minute. First thing I do is line things up to my markers here. There. Let's put some music back on again. So it's stats, level up, TM, script, fill them out. Grab my really fast push effect and line that up. Paste, 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 paste. Now I need to resize these so that they look a little nicer. I hate how that looks, but it's gonna have to look like that. And then only meditate in combat. That is not what that needs to be. That needs to be Bidoof. So this is why sometimes you'll notice that this is messed up. This only whatever in combat is messed up. What will have happened is I did it right, but then I upload the video early on Twitter. Someone will point out that I have a problem later in the video, and I'll go back and re-render it after fixing the problem. But the new render will have the wrong rule because I've already started pre-editing the next challenge and put in the rules for it, and because it's a copy-paste, it will carry over. Now, it doesn't carry over with this. If I change this, Pokemon with only one Bidoof and Platinum, I did it, saved it, but the title on this one didn't change because on the current text system of Premiere, it doesn't change old ones. It doesn't work the way it used to. But if you have a holdover piece of text, which I do from an old version, in the rules here, then that will update. I just wrote in Bidoof. If I go check it on this, it now says Bidoof. And if I change it again to say anything, this didn't change. Didn't change here, but this changed to anything. That's how that mistake happens. Why not have separate projects? Because it would massively slow down, the actual editing of the challenge for no reason. Why have separate projects when 95% of the assets are identical from project to project? I need to access all of them at the same time, so there's no reason to have them separate. It's all just separate sequences in the same project. Meticulously organized. And color-coded, which you'll see once we get into the soundtrack. Okay, so last thing we need for that is just... There's another Flub MDB? Which one? Could you not copy the project to the new specific project? I mean, I could, but it wouldn't help me at all. Again, it would just make things slower. I don't see any point in doing that. There's no disadvantage to doing it how I do it, and there's no advantage to what you're explaining, so I don't know why I would do that. All my assets are right here. That's all I need. Alright, I want to grab a clip from Leighton here. I usually just grab something random that looks kind of interesting, often me losing a fight. Yeah, like that Aerodactyl was a beast. So I'll put this in. Here we go.
Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Platinum?
You said Wind Slash in the Cyrus fight. Did I? Is it called Air Slash? I think it's called Air Slash. Oh, man. It's a flubby episode. This is how it happens, though. All right. All that's left is the soundtrack. This was a really simple edit. This is a really simple edit. Okay. Pokemon. This is Gen 4 Platinum. So first I want Other, because that's where I always have Game Corner. Ooh, this is one of those short loops, isn't it? Did I already delete all my Platinum project files? Or my Platinum sequences, rather? Because I recently cleared out old sequences. Yeah, I did. That's fine. I can manually redo this one. Okay, let me just solo this track. There it is. Let's see if I can get this going. Sounds watch somebody salt for super meticulous content. I watch MTV for the flubs, off script, and more bento. This sounds like it should be music for a bento minigame. Okay. Did I do it? Oh, that's really close. Oh, that's good. You would never notice that in a video. Oh, that's beautiful. Now, with my voice over it?
Just one, but it's something. Weirdly enough, no attacking water moves, even though this evolves.
You could never humanly detect that that is not a clean loop. MDB does it again. Basic editing. Oh, I forgot your message there. Hey, MDB, glad to catch you live. Have you had any chance to play the 7 Days to Die beta? Oh, the newest version. What do you think of the new magazine system? Hopefully you and Brandon will get back to it sometime soon. I was actually talking to Brandon about it when the patch notes dropped a few days ago. We haven't gotten to play it yet, but the patch looks cool, and we are planning to play it on the show. Don't know when. Okay. Okay. Now it's time for the soundtrack. Time for the easy part. The battles. So this is how I do it now. I've had like 1,000 different methods for doing the soundtrack over the years. This is the one I've been experimenting with for the last few months, and I think it sounds pretty good. I'm literally going through and just reading the titles to see what song is appropriate for it. Okay, so Rock Gym, Rock Gym, Rock Gym. I'm gonna slide that because I can have a different battle theme for the first failed attempt so that I don't have an awkward loop right near the end. This one is Gym Leader. Gym Leader. Gym Leader. Ridge Racer. Hello, everyone. Grab a snack. This will be interesting. Entertaining. Whoa, my brain just like auto-corrected that. That was wild. For anyone watching in the future who I guess probably can't... Wait, can you see the chat in the future? Wait, no, you can see the chat in the future. I don't need to explain this joke. I've never seen interesting spelled that way. Or entertaining spelled that way. Man, it's messing me up. My brain doesn't work today. Does not work today. Did I remember to put in the rival thing earlier? Nope. There it is. God, now I got the theme to Speed Racer stuck in my head. What's wrong with me? Is it collecting admin for this? No, boss of Team Galactic. Yeah, for Cyrus. I was trying to remember which file's which. We gotta clean up this audio a little bit later, but it's not hard. Failed rival, failed rival, failed rival. Hold on. This all's just rival? Rival, rival, rival? This is all rivals. Is this rival clip really that short? Wow, short song. Here's how I want to do this then. Yeah. Cut that one off there and do trainer battle theme for this bit. That'll sound better. Yeah. No, God. Move that then up. Thank you. That's better. That's better. Put that all in the same line so I don't accidentally go back and mess something up. Do you have a favorite piece of Pokemon music? I don't think I have like just a straight up favorite. There's a lot of good Pokemon music though. Steel Gym, then it's Ice Gym. Cyrus. Cyrus the Virus. Anybody remember him? He's still around doing stuff. He's just not called that anymore. Electric Gym, Gym Leader Battle. Then we have Failed Rival, which should be the last song for battles. There we go. And you look at that, what did that take? Like less than 10 minutes, and I already have like half the soundtrack done. So now I go back, and we're going to put in the travel songs. This is the na 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 na. Yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah, I like to start with that one. That feels like a real beginning of your journey kind of song. You know what I mean? Should I Route 6? No, I'm gonna switch to that version here.
It means that anytime our opponent is boosting their attack or defense, they're basically wasting times. Not that I remember that being a really big thing that they do in Gen 4, to be honest. I remember
kind of like that. And then go back to it.
Any awesome moves quite yet by level up, but in Platinum,
sounds kind of weird. Don't care. I like it. Some more travel. I don't necessarily make the travel always match up with like the routes and stuff, as long as it feels adventure-y. Yeah, I like that one. And then we got Mars, right? I guess I should open the combat one again. Galactic Admin. Oh, I'm gonna need that again for over here, right? Jupiter, yeah. There we go. Right, and then Team Galactic right here as well. Is that? Okay, that is lined up. Cool. Sometimes you gotta zoom in and check. Okay. We got a forest here. I haven't got a clue which one of these is the forest, so... Yeah, we're going Great Swamp because it sounds like it should be like a Mario Party 3 minigame. Actually, it's more like Mario Party 3 board music.
Next up is this forest where everything is a double
Isn't it?
battle. This place is awesome since you get fully healed after every fight.
I don't know how long ago you cut your hair, but it suits you very well. Thank you. I shaved my head like a year ago. Kept it shaved for, I don't know, a few months, and then I let my hair grow back out because I couldn't shave it when I was bedridden very easily. And then I shaved it again like a month ago, something like that. Oh, hey, here's the forest. Well, that forest is going to be right here now. That's where that song's going to be used. It'll drive someone insane. Love this song. So good. Right there. And then more travel. Which route was this again? I mean, 209, but I don't know where that is. I remember the song, but I don't remember which one it is. Or which area it is, because I don't, Oh, that's got to be slightly longer. There. I usually play the games on mute when I'm playing through them. Unless I'm, like, playing it for fun or casually. Then, of course, I got the sound on. But I'm recording it, I got the game on mute, so I don't really reinforce which route has what song. I like that. Sounds a little... Dragon Ball Budokai. Hard Mountain. Is that next to Ram Ranch? And more travel. We haven't done Underground Tunnel yet. What happened here?
Time slash as the second move, doing almost no damage. Because of that, we took out the entire rival fight. I wish he just did that the first time. Man, I'm really starting to think I can't win this run. How bad is the Steel Gym gonna be? You know what? The Steel Gym wasn't bad.
You know what? I like how that sounds. It's staying that way. I'll use this song for Distortion World. It's better to listen to anyway. More travel. I like that one. That one's cool. Credits! God, are we already done? I think we're basically done the video. Guess I gotta extend that one too. I don't really care if I have a loop on the outro one. It doesn't sound as weird there.
2 years of doing this, so my analytics tell me most people don't watch this bit, which means any of you who are hearing...
Yeah, that actually sounds fine. Drop a fade on that. Constant power. Fade out over like 3 seconds. 3:30, sure. Yeah, I heard they're making Budokai 4. I hope it's good. Or Tenkaichi Budokai or whatever. Okay. And what I do, Control E that for a 2-second fade between the songs. And then for the other ones, I like a much shorter one. Feels right to have like a 20-second fade. Now I just paste this across most of these, but not quite all of them. I don't paste it coming out of here. No, I should actually. Yeah, because the way I edited that. What the? Oh. I was holding control while I hit down, I guess. Didn't you post this challenge before? No. This is my first time editing the challenge, so. Okay. Right, I don't need one there. I need one here. I don't need the fade if I'm coming back from no music. There we go. There we go. Yo, what happened to your hair? Dude. Is this just my fate now? Do I have to answer this like 800 times every single time I'm on camera? I shaved it. I shaved it, man. I shaved it like a year ago. I shaved it, and then it grew back, and then I shaved it again. And it's been a day since I shaved it. So it's grown back again. You can see some hair here and all over my head because I have hair. Do people think that, like, just overnight your hair just falls out when you're 30 or something? No, I just think it looks good and it feels good and I kind of like it, you know? I said something nice about the haircut. That is true. That is true. Oh. But yeah, when you shave your head, your hair is gone for a little bit, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know how else I respond to so many people coming in and saying, yo, what happened to your hair? Right? I shaved it on your head so nobody asks. Like, what else could have happened? That's my thing. What could have happened other than I shaved it? Do you want like an explanation as to why I shaved it? I thought it kind of looked good and it was a hot summer, so I shaved it. I don't know. I grew it back in the winter because, you know, it gets cold. It's not like I'm turbo bald or anything, guys. I just got a little bit of a bad hairline here, you know? You can see where the hair grows. No bald spot or anything, no thinning on the top. It's just, weird hairline. I like the bald head with a beard look. I think it kind of works with me because it gives a rounded top to my head rather than whatever shape my hair would be that given day. And then I have kind of a spiky long beard and I kind of like how it shapes my face and my head. That said, my hair is also really, really unruly, and so I was just sick of having bad hair days. It always goes crazy. Every 3 days, my hair gets stuck in a new position. I've got the weirdest troll doll hair where you can stick out in any which way, and it'll just stay stuck up with no product. That's like fresh out of a shower, dry my hair, and you give it 3 hours and it's already just sticking out in random directions. I've always had the wildest hair. It's really soft, but is very hard to manage. Anyway, we're just straight up done this video, I think. I can't think of anything else I need to do with this one. I've already got the thumbnail done. I did it ahead of time. I already processed the audio. I do that before I get it in Premiere. So I think we're done. I can't think of anything else I want to do with this. That didn't mess up my audio, did it? No, good. Sorry, I just touched a thing. Need to put Life is Beautiful in the credits. Ooh. I forgot to do that. Give me a second. Life is Beautiful. Explore item in folder. Hey, here it is. These are my Steam apps. Okay. Let's get this in here. I just got that song in my head now. Other. Daily presentation. Errors occurred. Unspecified errors occurred. Well, what? I mean, I can still play the song, right? No. Well, that's a new error. I've never seen that one before. Premiere. Thank you, Adobe. Every time I update your software, you find a new way to break it. I guess that will not be in the outro then. Do you record the off-script bit now? No, that's right here. We already edited that. That's recorded at the end of my voiceover, not at the end of the editing. The voiceover is the first part of editing. I've asked, but for me, this is an absolute, I will pay money to know the answer thing. Will Newbie Nate make an appearance again? Yeah. I was just talking about that like minutes ago. That series is not over. Look, anytime you're ever wondering, is a Let's Play, like, if a Let's Play is over, if the last episode of the Let's Play was me having fun, it's not over. But you gotta understand, I get asked these questions of like, is this series continuing? Is that series continuing? I get asked it like multiple times a week, and the answer is literally always yes. It's maddening. Obviously, I don't get upset with anybody over it, because like, why would you get upset over that? That's such a stupid thing to get upset over. It's not like you're reading my DMs. But, dude, I get asked that shit every day, all the time, every series, and the answer is always yes. I apologize, lol, first time for catching you live, so don't worry about it. It's nothing. Also, thank you for the $5, but I'm sorry that I missed your message and you felt the need to spend $5 on that. By all means, I can just send you the $5 back or something. Wait, shit, if I did that, I'd be out money, because YouTube takes 30% of those super chats. Fuck it. If you want your $5 back, just DM me on Twitter or something and I'll send you $5. I don't care if I'm out $2. All right. Is this a bad time to ask about Pokemon Stadium 2? Yeah, 100% of the time is a bad time to ask if I'm doing Pokemon Stadium 2. Mostly because I said I would, and so I will. It's as simple as that. Trust me, I will. I'm just a busy dude. You know that. Look at this shit I'm doing. All right. Oh, I gotta get some food in me, like real food in me. I haven't eaten, and it's 3 p.m., and that is the longest I've gone eating this little in a year. Probably a year. I didn't think this was gonna take so long, but it wasn't a long video. I mean, you guys just saw me do like what used to be 4 days of editing in one day, because I've gotten so much more streamlined on this. This is why whenever people tell me like, hey, why don't you save time by hiring an editor? Dude, that wouldn't save me anything. That would cost me more money than it would the time spent of me doing it myself. No one's going to edit this faster than me. No one has more practice than me. I've done like 200 of these things. So, Alethea. Sorry you only came in like right at the end. That sucks. But yeah, I'm busy. You guys all have a life. How do I control my third character, basically my son or daughter, in the guild too? Oh, you, give me 1 second. It's been a little while, but you can do that. So when your son or daughter is an adult, I think you literally like select them from like your family menu or wherever you can select them. And in the bottom left, where you normally have your little icons for all the things you can do, right? Like all your actions for your character, romancing or hugging someone or whatever. I think one of them down there will be like join family. And if you click that, then they'll be in your like third character slot. And I think if you have more family members, you'll also have like a remove from family button. And all that does is set them back to like essentially being AI controlled. Vague memory, because I'll be honest, I haven't played the Guild 2 in a few years, but I think that's how that works. I hope that was helpful. I love that to some weird, small group of people on YouTube, I am the Guild 2 guy. I literally got a reply to a random comment I had on YouTube the other week, where he literally just said, yo, you're the Guild 2 guy. And I think it was just me saying like that I really had fun watching a video, and I left that comment on like a New Legacy Inc. wrestling video. And yeah, and the guy was like, yo, you're the Guild 2 guy. And I responded with, hell yeah, I am. I love that. I love that so many people know me from random little videos across YouTube. Some people just know me from comment sections, because I like to comment a lot. It's kind of fun. Are you wanting to do any more games similar to Nancy Drew Shout at Water's Edge with Wada and Brandon? Yes. I'm planning to do something incredibly similar. And by incredibly similar, I mean I plan on doing more Nancy Drew games with What a Geek and Brandon. Not sure when. The answer is always I don't know when. If you ever are asking me, hey, when is this happening? I'm sorry, the answer is probably always going to be I don't know. I know you from the Guild 2 playlist. Thank you for answering. Hey, I'm happy to help. I hope you have fun playing more Guild 2. Sorry if nothing else I do on the channel is interesting to you. But have fun with Guild 2. I did some Guild 3 too, but I did Guild 3 back when it was on the original development team, and dude, that game sucked. But I've heard it's a lot better now. It's got a new dev team on it, and it's much better than it used to be. So, you've been teasing Nancy Drew for 5 years? Yeah, I've been busy. I've been teasing for 3 years. I don't think the playthrough is 5 years old, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm starting to actually get some nerve pains in my sides a little bit. And that means if I'm getting nerve pains in my side, I've been sitting for way too long. I need to go walk and do my neck stretches and get some food in me and stuff like that. So I should probably get going with that. Do you guys have any like real quick questions for me if I just stay for like 5 more minutes? Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything like that? Gonna get some food and move. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I know you as the guy I love to watch when I'm doing activities that are otherwise dull. A lot of people use my channel that way. A lot of people tell me that they just fall asleep to me all the time because they put the playlist on when they want to sleep. I'm not the kind of guy who listens to stuff when I sleep, but I could understand that. I take it as a compliment. How's your health doing? I mean, I'm good enough that I can work again. I'm recovering slowly. I still have a lot of bad days, but it's more good days than bad days, and I'm on the mend. Any other games you want to do challenges for? Probably. Nothing that I have, like, really set down. Ever watch the YouTuber Jack's Blade? I'm sorry, I don't think I know who that is. Do you play Assassin's Creed? What are your thoughts on that? I played the first one when it was new at a friend's house. It was kind of cool. It was a novelty for its time. I'm sure it's not great going back to it now. Played some of the French Revolution one, which was unbelievably glitchy and funny. It came with like a graphics card I got. Underrail stream / Let's Plays when? As I said before, when, I can't answer. If I will ever play that game on the show, maybe. It's kind of a cool game. Thanks for the stream. Also, how long will your video take to process now? Oh, like to render? It's a 29-minute video, so it'll probably take me a little less than 29 minutes. I got a pretty strong computer. Unless you mean process on YouTube, in which case it's kind of random. Go Wilson, dude. I would comment more, but Xbox doesn't allow commenting. Oh, that's weird. Thank you, though. When you editing the profile avatar to be bald and beardy? Okay, well, first of all, I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this video real quick. The avatar has a beard. It has my beard. Don't worry. My beard is right there. 2, I can't edit it to be bald. If I took the eraser tool and I erased the hair, there would be nothing under it. It wouldn't be like a picture of a dude under it and his bald head. It would be nothing. 'Cause that's how like images work, you know? In Photoshop. So I can't do that. An artist would have to redraw the picture. In which case, what's the point? Dude, I change my hairstyles so often anyway. And then I shave my head. And then I grew my hair back out and changed my hairstyle 50 times. And then I shaved my head again. What's the point of commissioning a new picture? I don't see the purpose. You know that's me. So that's why I haven't bothered doing that. I've had a bunch of people ask over the years whenever they see like my Instagram picture of me bald, and they're like, why don't you have a bald picture of you on the channel? Because I'm not an artist and I didn't draw it. I like that you set, process, and veg. Oh, I'm guessing you say said. You meant said. That I said process and veg the Canadian way. What is the Canadian way of saying process and veg? I'm curious. Because whenever people attribute something I pronounce to being Canadian, it's almost never. And I'm always really curious. It's almost always like, because I'm from a very specific part of Ontario, and it's not a Canada thing. Someone once told you that you said soup in a Canadian accent? Dude, I grew up in a village with 2,000 people in rural Canada where the accents were about as thick as it got. No one said soup any different than how I'm saying soup. Soup. Soup, soup, soup. Soup, soup, soup. Soup. I don't think there's a Canadian accent for soup. Right? Yeah. What are they talking about? Accent thicker than a winter coat. Any words you want to hear me pronounce just to hear how someone from Ontario pronounces it? I'm from like right near the border. Most Canadians are from right near the American border. The vast majority of Canadians live within a very small area in the Greater Toronto area. How about chowder? Chowder. Sopa is the Swedish way of saying soup. That looks fun. Say loop. Loop. Say out. Out. Out, out, out. Loop. What are the other things Americans like hearing? I guess not just Americans. People all over the world like hearing Canadians say. Out, about, boot. No, boot isn't one of the ones they care about. It's that you say about, and some people will say, Canadians say a boot. But the aboot thing is like a regional dialect. The vast majority of Canadians say about. That's just how it's said here. There's like a bit of a U noise. You pronounce the U that in like American vernaculars, you might not pronounce the U much, but it's not a boot. A boot is like rural Vancouver. That's like, okay, from here to rural Vancouver is like the length from Moscow to Paris. Like that's really, really, really far away. Across. Do people say across? I say across. Like it doesn't end in a T. That's not even rural Vancouver, says Lynn Sneakers. Okay, I know a guy from small-ish town Vancouver who says a boot. You always associate it with Newfoundland. Now, I do know a Newfie who talks that way. That's like Newfie. My uncle dated a Newfie. Yeah, Newfies say that, but I've heard people out west say a boot as well. It's usually people from like, not like the big city. In the big city, you usually say things like Americans say it. I'm from like a rural town called Dunnville. I don't live there now. I stopped living there when I was like 10. But that's where I was from, so that's where I got some of my pronunciation from. But like also we get a bunch of American media and stuff. And then part of it is just how I talk. I understand I don't talk like other people. Newfie? Oh, sorry, that didn't make any sense to people who aren't from Canada. We have a province called Newfoundland. Newfoundland. And it's an island, and it has kind of its own culture and its own dialect and everything. Newfies are what you call Newfoundlanders. That's what they call themselves. They have their own dialect. They have their own accent. You think of it kind of like the English think of the Scottish. And that is like, yeah, they're speaking English. They just have their own accent and their own vernacular, you know? You'll understand people if you go to Newfoundland, but you might need them to slow things down a little bit. Yeah, we call it pop, not soda. We have like club soda. We have things that are called a something soda, but blanket we call soft drinks pop. How long left on this? I meant to actually end a while ago because I wanted to eat, but then I got talking about Canadian things. You're from Newfoundland? There we go. We got a genuine Newfie in here. You can tell them all about that weirdo thing that Newfies try to convince people flying to Newfoundland to do, where they have to open mouth kiss a fish. You know, that scam. I'm from Netherlands, and people always confuse us with the Germans. I mean, historically, that kind of makes sense, because if someone from the Netherlands is introducing themselves, hey, what country are you from? I'm from the Netherlands. What country are you from, German man? I'm from Deutschland. Deutschland sounds like Dutchland. That's why, south of me, over in the United States, the Pennsylvania Dutch are actually German. It's because when they went to the Americas and they said they're from Deutschland, people thought they're from Dutchland, which is the Netherlands. It's an understandable mistake to make. They're adjacent to each other, and the Netherlands' history is closely tied to that of the Germanic states. So, understandable mistake to make, I'd say. Although, now that you said that you're from the Netherlands, I'm now going to assume that you're like 10 feet tall. Because, good lord, Dutch people are tall. The highest average height of any country on Earth is in the Netherlands. I don't know why. You guys are like a half a foot taller on average than the people in the countries adjacent to you. How did that happen? There's something different in the water over in the lowlands, apparently. You're 6'4" or 197 centimeters tall. Yeah, 6'4" over here is like a giant. I'm 6'9". With shoes, I'm 6'10", because that adds like half an inch. And 5'9"? Sorry, did I say 6'9"? I'm 5'9". 5'9" is the average height for a man in Canada. Average height for a man in the Netherlands is, I think, 6 or 6'1". That's much, much taller than the average. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. I was going to say 6'9". Did I say 6'9"? 5'9". I'm not that tall. Oh my god. No, I'm average height. I said 6'9". I was genuinely shocked that you were complaining. Oh, no. No. I'm 5'9". Totally average height. One of my family friends is 6'11". It's nuts. Yeah. The tallest person I've stood next to was, I think, 6'6" or 6'7". And they feel like a giant. It feels like you're standing next to a giant, where it's like that person is impossibly tall. And like I've seen people in person much taller than that. I've watched wrestling shows live. Of course, I've seen people taller than that. I've watched The Undertaker live. He's like 5'10" or 5'9" or something. 5'10", 5'9", 6'10" or 6'9" or something. But I saw him in a stadium across the room, you know? I wasn't standing next to the guy. All right. I think now that I said I'm starving like half an hour ago, I think it's time to actually end this stream. Oh yeah, you can see the thing if I click the thing. Forgot about that. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up now. I'm gonna turn off the stream and go cook myself up something to eat. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me. I hope you had fun with this whole stream thing. This was kind of an experiment. Don't know if I'm gonna do it again just because I edited way slower because of it. And I forgot to bring it up, but this is my day off. Wednesdays are my day off, and I just forfeited my day off to work for a few hours instead, just because I thought it would be fun to do the stream for you guys, and I didn't know when else I would do it. So I just worked through my day off on what's supposed to be my light week to get the stream to you guys. I'm kind of a workaholic. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna go make myself something to eat. Until next time, have a nice day.